Just gotta do the retro rewind
Oh.
part.
Hello, everybody! Welcome to Retro Rewind Live, part of the Vespors Retro Reviews. This is our first edition. We're going to be doing a lot more of these, our live videos for you guys. We're going to be doing a lot of fun stuff today. Vesper, why don't you tell all the things that they have in store for tonight's session of Retro Rewind?
Retro Rewind is a new show that we decided to put on for our monthly live action series where we talk about past reviews that we've done of games we've played, of games you've played, movies you've seen, and anything else that we can think to talk about during these times. And we hope to encourage a lot of fan questions. We want to answer questions. We're here for you all.
And if you have any games you want to see us play, we have a select list of what we're going to play, but if there's something like, oh wow, I want to see Vespor and Ramsis play my favorite retro game, we will definitely consider. I'm not going to guarantee we're going to play everything you want, but we will definitely consider it. Sit back, relax, enjoy the show. This is going to be a lot of fun for all your retro fans. And again, we're going to be doing a lot more of this. So before we start, don't forget to
like, comment, subscribe, and
chat as well. Yes, that's right. Now that there's a live feed, chats are very important. We want to hear from you. We want to see you guys. Audience participation is greatly appreciated. Come on, guys. Join the chat. Help us out here. We're going to have a lot of fun. And, you know, without further ado, let's just get it started. We're going to do some NES gameplay to start things out. And if you guys want to see a certain NES game, anytime, let us know. If you have feedback on the game that we're playing, of course, join along. But either way, we are getting into it. So hold on. I'm going to turn off our little screen here. There we go. All right. So what we're going to do is the NES. And what game? We're going to play a game that I've actually showcased already here on our channel. It was a few years ago, but it's very big in that it's one of the best early wrestling games. There's better wrestling games on the NES, but this was one of the first that was like, wow, look at what you can do wrestling-wise on the Nintendo. So we figured it's only fitting that we play. Wait for it. You're going to recognize this theme right away. And it's... That's right. You know that do-do-do-do-do theme? Yep, that is it.
that's right. So, pro wrestling, the best of the original Nintendo wrestling games. At least arguably so. Now, the reason I absolutely love this game is because you only got two moves, but it's how the Nintendo 64 does its moves. You choose up or down, and you hit a button, and guess what? It'll do one of the two moves. Perfect. Every other game on the Nintendo complicated and turned it into a fighting game like WrestleMania.
Right. All the other wrestling games became just punch and kick and hit, and everyone had almost the same moves. Yeah, they had slightly different moves, but it was so hard to tell. This is the first game that really got it right. Is it the greatest game ever? Of course not. It's an early NES game, but Nintendo themselves was behind this game. Huge roster. Just look at all the rosters. It's a 1986 game, so a little later in the Nintendo generation. You know, it started 83 as the Famicom, 85 as Nintendo. A little later, huge roster. Every wrestler, look at that, has a specialty. You see what it says down there? Specialty. That is the cool thing about pro wrestling. And you pretty much just have to beat the entire roster twice, and then there's a big bad. We'll see how far we can get. We have a lot of games we want to show you, but if I do well, hey, we'll go far. So I think with that all out of the way, but I do also want to remind you, check out our review of pro wrestling. We did do a full review of every NES wrestling game, and we know you guys love wrestling games, so do we. We love wrestling, also old school. Check it out. We have all the NES wrestling games reviewed on our channel. So here's the roster. Fighter Hayabusa, who no one really uses. He has a cool move, the back rain kick, but no one really uses him. He's just a very generic, who cares, type of wrestler. Starman is probably who I'm going to use. He's very cool. He has two different moves, and I'll show you if I use him. King Korn is actually pretty bad because his moves are just a chop and a kick, and it's very, like, they couldn't do better than that. But I think that's how they stretched out some options in the game by giving a generic move to this
And
guy.
also his name is the best out of all of them. King Corn is the way you could think of it.
King Korn. Yeah, it's a funny name. Giant Panther, he's very cool. He's who I used in the playthrough, so I'm not going to use him again. But he's like the Ric Flair, Hulk Hogan of this game. No, he's more like the Ric Flair, because Hogan's the guy that comes after him. So Giant Panther, very cool. He has some cool moves. Amazon's the heel of this game, so you need a bad guy. He's the heel. He wears this Amazonian outfit, and he uses his claws illegally, and the ref always gets mad when he does it.
And he always bites your face, which is the move I always managed to use, because Amazon and Starman were my two favorites.
That's right. And this is the other guy I would have used, King Slender. He's like the Hogan type. He's the hero, but he only has one move, but it's very powerful. He does like this backbreaker, and the crowd goes wild every time he does it. But I'm going to use Starman. I want to show you guys something a little more fun, a little exciting. And again, if I get the whole game, great. If not, we're just gonna show you. And again, it's up to you guys in the crowd. If you want to keep seeing it, we'll keep going. It's up to you guys. So anyway, Starman, that's who Ramsis here is going to select.
And he will also be using, on the later ones, if he gets that far again, throwing them out of the ring and counting to 10. That's right. How you do it.
That's one of his moves, to the somersault kick. He wasn't weak enough. All right, let's try it again. And this is his other move. Oh, whoops. Let's see if I can get it. Yep, there it is. His shoulder press.
A shoulder block, basically.
Yes. So, Vesper, now that we're started here, the Retro Rewind, why don't you give some of your opinion on what you felt of the old-school wrestling games like this way back when?
See, I remember back in the daycare days of playing.
The daycare days, I like that.
Yeah, well, in elementary school at any rate, they had Nintendo for us. It was like the greatest thing because, like, it was better than the Atari by a long shot. And we're like, oh my god, this thing is great.
It was amazing when you go from like blocky characters to like actual characters doing moves. Like, look at this. I mean, and all you do is you push down, and what was it? The A button. Yes, thank you. I have to remember NES only has 2 buttons. That is right. First round's not going to be that hard. I'm probably even going to be able to pin him now. Let's try it. That should be it.
But the important thing is with my story,
yeah, go on.
Is that this was the actual first game that we played on it at the daycare, because, you know, everybody had Mario with it that got one of these, because my parents bought me one too. Didn't get me this game when I was a kid. They did not give me it.
Read that, please.
Winner is you.
Thank you. Please go on.
Winner is you. I shouldn't say that. Loser is you.
All right, Vesper. Talk about your childhood.
Well, no, I mean, I remember this, and this is, most of my memories come from the daycare days of playing this game, because, quite frankly, I never owned this game.
I have it in my collection. Oh, definitely. This was one of my favorites growing up. I loved this game.
I got 55 different Nintendo games, and this was not one of them, unfortunately.
Well, you're missing out. A lot of fun. I owned this, so I didn't rent it. I mean, my parents just bought it for me, so I had the honor of actually this being my first wrestling game ever. That's why I have huge memories of it. And I was a big WWF fan. I've made that clear in our other videos. Hopefully you guys have been watching our wrestling stuff. I made it very clear that I'm a big wrestling fan, so this was just so cool to me. You got such a variety of characters. It was like, look at that suplex. Oh my god, just by doing this. And oh wow, he can do a jumping kick. Oh, that's amazing. And let's go off the ropes here. Let me do it when he gets back up.
You know, the good old days. This is what people ask you all the time. What are you referring to, the good old days? Why, back in the day and age when your wrestlers only had 2 moves, if you were lucky, and you actually had a ring and something that sounded like he's saying 1, 2, 3.
That's right. Wow, wow, wow. That's 1, 2, 3, right? And the crowd going wild. I mean, this is great. So yeah, it gets easy. I mean, it gets harder, obviously, as we go along. So this is just the first round, and then when you beat everyone again, then it gets harder. You know, it's kind of like WrestleFest in a weird way.
Well, I mean, the fact of the matter is, this game eventually gets so freaking difficult, you have to count them out, or you will lose.
Yeah, that's it. You gotta just take them out of the ring, and that's the only way to do it.
You know, this was a design flaw, because, you know, they needed to make it harder. And it's not a glitch, it's just how difficult the game gets. It's unlike the N64 games, where the mods we've been playing with them, well, totally fun. I think that the mods are honestly breaking the difficulty on those games, because there'll be games where you have, like, the A-lister against, like, the C-lister, not even worthy of being called a jobber, how low they're on the chart.
Yeah.
And then they counter all your moves. Yeah. You can't grapple them, and they just beat you in less than a minute.
It's true. I mean, I like what they're doing in the mods very much. I think, I mean, we wouldn't keep showcasing it here if we didn't like what they're doing. I think it's very impressive, but somehow the games are changing a little bit when they do this stuff. It's like it's just not working right. And that's a flaw of the N64, because I know there's been buggy N64 games. I mentioned this before in some of our reviews, that some of the games just are buggy, and that's the problem with ROM cartridges, that's it. Once it's done, it's done. Yes, they can release an updated version, which companies do, but really that's it, and you're stuck with the bugs. But I think when you tamper with so much stuff, it does mess with things in the games. But whatever, I hope the modders keep doing what they're doing. I, for one, enjoy them very much.
Oh, absolutely. And we'd love to eventually, once people start coming and listening to our live actions,
that's right.
to invite some of these guys to come on and talk with us.
Oh, absolutely. Once we have a crowd, if you guys are modders out there, we know we do have some who are following us, please feel free to ask, or we're going to ask you. We'll reach out to you even. We would love to talk to you, your ideas, how you go about this. I find it very interesting. I love the work you guys do. I really do. I think it's amazing.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, going back to something as fun as an old WCW lineup, I know Ramses here didn't get into the WCW like I did back in the day, but it was absolutely wild. However, when the NWO came about, it was fun for a hot minute, but then it just got to be so repetitive and not as fun as it used to be. And then all the politics that got involved in WCW. Watch Bobby the Brain Heenan's documentary on it.
Did you see that? I flew out of the ring.
I am extolling the virtues of the Weasel, and you're like, oh gee, Mr. Vesper, look, I can jump! He can also run, too. By the way, folks, this is what we're talking about. Eventually, he's going to have to do that if he wants to win the title.
Unfortunately, that is not the only way. I've seen people do it, but the realistic way is to do it that way, yes.
Because we're not experts.
No, there is a way to cheese it and really weaken down the Great Puma and all that stuff.
We just have a wonderful, wonderful appreciation for games. And I mean, you gotta admit, this little black cartridge game here was, you know, people's first real entrance into wrestling like this. I mean, there was wrestling on like the Commodore 64 and things.
Yeah, absolutely. There
but it was nowhere near as polished as this, believe it or not.
No, this is really the first good, and I mean, I'm not going to count I'm sure I'm forgetting games, but in my memory, this is the first real good job of a wrestling game, that they captured the feel and the moves, and it looked right, and this is the first one I remember. I mean, I played WrestleMania, the one with Hogan on the cover, you know, bigger, better, best, or whatever the stupid tagline was, and it was horrible. But, you know, I was into WWF, so of course you play it, you rent it, and then you're like, wow, this sucks. You beat it in 7 minutes if you're lucky, because it's one of the hardest games, you know? That's what they gave us. And then you have this, it's like, wow, this is cool. If only they could have put, like, you know, licensed wrestlers in this might have been a lot of fun, you know?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the thing is that, even though it's a very limiting game by today's standards, when you first came out, you was like, oh man, this is awesome. I wish there was more moves. And then another little Nintendo game came along, which allows you to do more moves.
Yeah, that's right, Tecmo Wrestling. Alright, so now I beat all the 6 others, so now I am the champion. Now I have to defend it against everybody again. That's the goal of the game. So yeah, I think we'll be able to get through this, and then we'll move on to the next.
Oh, absolutely. But I mean, it's just fun talking about it, you know?
It really is. It brings us all the memories. Like I said, this is one of the first... It's not the first game I had. Obviously, I had a lot of games in 1985. But I do remember owning this game. I remember playing this all the time. I beat it with everyone, of course. You know, that's the fun of the game. You go through everyone. Except for Hayabusa. This guy here, I never liked using him because I thought his move was so stupid. He has to stand behind you diagonally and do this weird brain kick move, and besides that, he's like the most generic wrestler ever.
But that brain kick move was pretty powerful.
Oh, it was great, and it was actually very impressive when you got it off. But I just never used fire. I want King Kong Karn, I didn't use either.
I hated him. I even played him exactly once.
Yeah, I was like, wow.
And you're like, how can you remember this from your elementary days? Well, some characters are just so bad you remember them till you're an adult.
Yes, it's so true. But I love this game. I think it's great. You know, I'm glad we're finally able to... I flop. I'm glad we're finally able to showcase some stuff for you guys. You know, we talk retro. And now we have over 500 subscribers. It's time to start having fun with you guys. That's what this is all about. We love retro. You guys love retro, hopefully, if you're here. And we want to show you just some of the great memories that we've had. We're going to be talking about this stuff all night. So hopefully you guys are buckled in, get that popcorn ready, you know, enjoy the wrestling here. Think of it as 1986 all over again. That's right. Great year. Mets won the World Series that year, Vespor.
You can stop talking about them because, you know, their owner got scammed in a Ponzi scheme.
Well, that was in the 2000s, alright? So it's a long time for that.
I guess he let fame and fortune go to his head.
Well, he doesn't own the team anymore, thank goodness.
But, nah, the thing is that the Nintendo games really were...
Here we go.
Either bad or good. There was nothing in between. Even Tecmo was probably one of the better ones, but it was still not good by any stretch of the imagination.
Nintendo was never able to quite, and that's due to the limitation of the cartridge. I mean, you can only do so much. Even Super Nintendo, and we're not going to show you that today because we want to spread out what we're going to do, but even Super Nintendo, what they have? They had those Acclaim wrestling games. Every wrestler was just a clone of the other, right? They all did the same exact moves and everything, and you had to use the L and R buttons to do any of the moves, you know, the Super WrestleMania, the Raw, and all that stuff.
Oh, absolutely.
So even Super Nintendo just couldn't get it right, you know?
Well, they turned one of the WrestleMania games pretty much into Mortal Kombat.
Oh, yeah, and I'm not a big fan of that. But we are going to play that because we are completionists. So yes, we are going to do the WrestleMania arcade, which is pretty much wrestling Mortal Kombat, yes.
But, I mean, it was fun, and it went and ran with their gimmicks, which is something most wrestlers don't really have today, and that's really why me and Ramses both stopped following wrestling. It just wasn't fun anymore. Once
Oh,
kayfabe
yeah.
was broken,
I've told you this many
it's not the
times.
same.
WrestleMania 9 was my last. That was it. I never went back. WrestleMania 9. I remember I watched it with my friend. I was so mad at how bad that event was, and you guys know I'm spitting fire. Everyone knows WrestleMania 9 was a horrible event where Hogan beats Yokozuna after Yokozuna beat Bret Hart, and it was the most ridiculous thing ever, and it was just so schlocky. The contestants and the wrestlers sucked in it. You know, they all had like low-tier talent at that point. No one's heart was in. I mean, it was just a dying sport. And that's why WCW took off, because, you know, people were looking for something different. That's exactly what happened. But I was done. I never watched wrestling again. I've caught up now in my older age here, but I did not watch again as a regular viewer.
I watched the early 2000s. Around 2004 was my last year. That's when I graduated college, so...
Suplex. Yeah, I know, and that was the Attitude Era, and I missed out. I know, but... Wrestling 9 was that much of a bad show, and I was getting older at the time too. Wrestling wasn't doing for me anymore, and this is before they revealed it. You still thought it was fake, or hoped it was fake at that time. You know, the cat wasn't out of the bag.
Don't you mean hoped it wasn't fake?
Yeah, right. Hoped it wasn't fake at that time, so you didn't know yet. So.
Well, no, I loved it. Whenever I was a kid, my dad would be like, "You can't. This can't be real." I'll go like, "Why is that?" Because you're a kid and you have no idea. Well, because if Hacksaw Jim Duggan there hit that guy wearing the sickles and, you know, Nikolai Volkov in the head with a 2x4, he'd be dead.
Or at least knocked out, concussion, ambulance on the way. This guy's in trouble, yes. I know, my parents said the same thing. And you always thought, like, what are they talking about? Of course it's real. Like, you know, like, what do they mean it's not real? Of course it's real. They're doing this. They're really mad at each other. They're really... I mean, now as adults, we realize, yeah, how did we believe it's real? Even before they revealed it, we should have realized, hey, wait a minute, is that guy really a police officer? Is that guy really a Mountie? What is going on here? I don't understand.
Well, I knew that guy wasn't a Mountie. He didn't sound Canadian at all.
Right, so I say, it's like, how could we, as kids, we just don't think of it, but as adults, yes, in hindsight, wow, how did we believe all this? It makes no sense, but it doesn't make it any less fun. It's, you know, it's like you're watching a cartoon, you're watching a fun TV show, like A-Team. You know what, A-Team's ridiculous. We love A-Team. We're going to talk about A-Team more later in the show, but you know that bullets are flying everywhere, helicopters are exploding, vehicles are overturned, everyone crawls out with no damage. Well, you know, that's ridiculous, but we enjoyed it. That's the type of stuff, that's what wrestling was. It was over-the-top ridiculousness, but you wanted to believe it was real, even though you knew it's impossible to be real, you know?
Well, I mean, that's the way it was, and you want somebody like the American Dream. Hulk Hogan, brother. Say your prayers and eat your vitamins.
I hate to break it to you, the American Dream is Dusty Rhodes, the Immortal is...
Well, he was the All-American, thank you.
Oh, brother.
And anyways, Dusty would never been able to beat Hulk Hogan, but of course they would have...
Well, he beat Ric Flair like 100 times.
Well, I mean, but that was Ric Flair's job, was to lose to everybody.
Right, and then just keep winning the title back.
Although he had the best catchphrase of anybody. You want to be the man, you gotta beat the man.
Woo!
You didn't say, woo!
There you go, see, he's a good wooer.
I mean, met him,
Oh yeah, we met him at a convention. Why don't we talk about that story?
Yeah, and he was, yeah. We was at GalaxyCon, and we talked about it during that review, and this was 2 years ago.
Yeah, 2022's GalaxyCon.
And, yeah, he was being held hostage by the group that was working with, so he get more money to pay for his divorces.
That's right, yes. And he was like, how you doing? And that's all he was saying. They had a big burly guy standing behind him the whole time.
But I will say this. He did genuinely seem happy to meet his fans who were actually there, not for just memorabilia, but there to meet the man, you know?
Yes, that's true.
He was very cool, and the Rock and Roll Express had nothing but good things to say about him, although they told some of his more raunchier stuff that we can't repeat out here.
Sorry, we can't say that on YouTube. But, you know, go to the convention, meet these guys. It's really very important, and we're going to get into that a little bit later, too, how wrestlers, you know, some people, we've had some comments on some of our convention reviews that they're not really here for the wrestlers, they're not really there for, you know, those type of people, but I don't agree. I think wrestling is a very big part of pop culture. I mean, now it's not. No, it's totally changed. Who cares? It's not the same. But back then, wrestling was a big part of Americana and pop culture. It really was. Anyone you knew was into wrestling. Even if they just lightly watched it, they knew who all the characters were. They knew who Hulk Hogan was. They knew who Undertaker was. You know, you knew who all these characters were. even if you weren't a big watcher. It's a very big part of pop culture. So I don't agree with the people that say, oh, why are they at these conventions?
I was going to say, my parents exactly knew who each and every wrestler was in the 80s and early 90s because of the fact that I was always watching it.
Oh, me too. I always was watching with my parents. Yeah, they always thought it was the stupidest thing. But guess what? They didn't turn away. They were laughing. They were enjoying it. They were like, ooh, what's going to happen? Oh, my God, when things happen. They got excited. They were into it. All right, so this is the last one you fight before the title match here, yes. So King Slender twice.
But yeah, going back to the cons, I mean, we really want to go back to the Lexington Comic and Toy Convention.
Which is happening next month, but yeah, go on.
The problem is that they literally seem to have looked at GalaxyCon's guest list and get everybody that we've already seen.
Right, now there's no point. We would even give them a chance after all the stuff we said about how they have all these weird policies and they're being cheap and they're raising the prices. Yeah, they have the same exact guests we've already done. So no, we're not going to give them the chance to redeem themselves on every guest we've already seen and talked to. I mean, that would make
no, don't get me wrong, guys. Eventually, and gals, sorry, not going to excuse you on this.
Everybody will say. Yes.
Yeah. Now, eventually, you're going to see repeats of all these people. It's just going to happen.
Right, we're running out of people. I mean, unfortunately, there's only a select group of people that
But the thing
is
there's no use in going to a con if you've literally seen just almost everybody there.
Yeah, that's the problem. I mean, you pay, almost $100. The price varies depending on the convention. You want your money's worth. Why would I want the same people over and over? I don't. There was some conventions me and Vespor were thinking about, but unfortunately we work and we can't get to everything. But there's plenty of conventions out there that have different guests. You just have to wait for them to cycle through to your area. That's the whole problem,
Or you get lucky and they're not on a day where you have to be in mandatory, like me.
Yes. So unfortunately, no, it can't happen. But it'll happen. We're going to keep doing these conventions. We're already working on our GalaxyCon 2024 review. Yeah, we're in 2025 now. And that was a great event, guys. We're not going to give anything away. Just look forward to it. A lot to say on that.
We're going to try to get back into our old habit of posting it as one of our first posts for the beginning of the new season.
Right. And I think, March 19th, I believe, is the end of our season. Because that's when our channel went online, was March 19th. So that's the day we always end our season, in case you're wondering it.
And looking back on things, the year we started our channel was a leap year, and we just decided we waited 2 weeks too late, basically.
Well, don't worry. Ramsis Retro Long Plays took care of that. Guess what date that channel started, everybody?
On a day that shall not be mentioned.
That's right. March... wait, no, I didn't leave. Oh, yeah, February 29th. That's right. And
he actually listened to me, folks. You need to take and write this down in your calendars. But, yeah, I mean, the con-going experience is something that we talk about a lot during those reviews. But the first thing you need to be aware of, eventually, if you're going to go and see the same people again, don't just keep hitting all of them. Go to, the biggest one or the one you had the most fun at, and keep going back to that one.
I have bad news, Esther. You're supposed to go through them twice. So maybe we'll just move on to the next game, right?
Oh, no, we can still talk a little bit more. We're going to be here for 2 hours.
That's true. We got time. Alright guys, we're going through it again. So here's how you beat Fighter Hayabusa. That's right.
Well, unlike in WrestleFest, the difficulty is not spiked.
No. And we were thinking of doing WrestleFest, but we want to save that for a regular episode. We have 2 wrestlers left, and then we've completed the whole entire roster of WrestleFest.
That we started 4 years ago.
Yes, that was one of our first... It was our first video, yes. Our famous, and you can watch it to see why it's famous. Hogan.
It's famous for all the wrong reasons, because Ramsey's like, oh man, we're locked in a lockdown with a plague going on. I don't like my audio. I think I'll fix it.
Right, I was up at 2 in the morning. I'm like, oh, I can make that sound better. And better is not really the word. It sounds crazy, and that's why...
Well, this is what happens when, our first mic was a On from Walmart that we bought for $10.
The good old On. Yeah, we're like, oh, we'll do a silly show. What does it matter? And 4 years later, we're still doing it.
But now we actually have a mic that's on par with your other mic, so it wouldn't sound as nearly as bad.
Yes, so now we've upgraded a little bit. But yes, so we started with WrestleFest, and we're going to keep doing... Well, we're almost done. We're going to do the last 2 wrestlers, which is DiBiase and Sergeant Slaughter. Yes, those are the last 2. No, we already did DiBiase. Mr. Perfect and Sergeant Slaughter. Thank you. Those are the 2 last wrestlers we got.
I'm going to try to finish up what we were saying here, then we'll move on from that. But... once you agree with that, Ramsey, what I said earlier, that if you're going to choose a con, go to the one you had the most fun at.
Oh, absolutely. It could be a 2-day con. It could be the biggest con in the world. It could be local. It could be 3 hours away. If you're having fun at it, if it has a guest list you like, if it's run the way you like, support it, go to it, have fun at it, even do cosplay. Cosplay is very big in these cons, if I'm going to go jump for it.
He wants to show me he can jump again. Or can he? There we go.
I did it. So support your local cons. You know, me and Vespor just started doing this recently. Well, about 4 or 5 years ago now.
5 years ago.
Yeah, and it's a blast, you know? Let's get back in.
Literally, we started like the year before COVID.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
And part of our problem is that we had heard bad things about it. And, you know, we're a little bit older now. So we were like, maybe it's not true. And guess what? It wasn't.
Wasn't true. Or it's changed since we heard. I mean, we're, you know, obviously we're retro. We're not 20
and we didn't have money.
Here. Yes, yeah. Now we're in our 30s, 40s. We can do this stuff. So go to the cons. You have nothing to worry about. You really. And I'm not going to say this for every single con. There's so many different categories. Use your judgment. You know, that's all I'll say. But if you go to a pop culture con or a Star Trek con or a comic con, I think you'll be, or even an anime con, I think you'll be all right. Really.
The point is to have fun. Eventually, it's going to happen. As I said before, you're going to get repeats, but there's nothing wrong with that, because for like 3 years, me and Ramses went to every single Power Ranger panel we could, because they were fun.
Oh, it was great. Except for, you know, may rest in peace, Jason David Frank, but now we understand he was going through a lot of... That was the last year. We saw him a few months before he died, which is very sad, but...
And we even talked about it and gave him a very low review.
Oh, he was one of the worst. He was so out of it. He showed up 20 minutes late. He promoted the movie, which still didn't come out. And by the way, I will see it. If it ever comes out, The Legend of the White Dragon, that was the movie he was working on.
And we will do it retro done right on that one, because...
I will see it. Yeah, I will definitely see it.
The reason it'd be a retro done right is it's an homage to the Power Rangers, and we can compare it to one of the first Power Rangers
He wanted
movies.
to... It's an interesting story. He wanted to actually do a adult version of Power Rangers, but they wouldn't give him permission. I don't know if it was Saban or Hasbro. I think it was Hasbro who owned it this time. You know, Hasbro's not going to allow it, but Saban might have gone along with it. But Hasbro was like, no, we're not interested. So he just came up with something that homaged it with it, you know, in the theme of, you know, like how Weird Al does spoofs, but it's not always a spoof of an actual song. It's the same idea. In the theme of Power Rangers, he created his own little universe that has similar ideas. And I'm definitely going to see it. But that's all he did. He showed up 20 minutes late. He was miserable. He talked about it. He showed a 10-minute promo about his movie. He talked about how great he was and how special everybody was in his life. And he threw the commentator out, and Joe was not happy about that. I remember that too.
Oh, absolutely. And by the way, and we're still sticking with it, Joe has been the most consistent, and the only time he's really failed is when he got drunk at one of the...
I don't remember which one it was.
It was the Huntington one we went to.
Yeah, it was horrible. He got drunk, he was hungover, he was miserable the next day. It was just such a mess, and it really showed, you know, it was just... You be a professional. That was the only time Joe really let us down,
But he's always done it right, because we've said this, the ones at GalaxyCon can be really good, but sometimes they gotta gush, and they have to ask their own questions, and then it takes 15-20 minutes for the celebrity or guest to get through the own interviewers' actual questions before you even get to the audience, which is a big no-no. Joe never does that.
No, that's exactly right, and that's why commentators do matter, as you've heard in our convention reviews. And again, if you haven't seen our convention reviews, please check them out. I mean, they're a lot of fun. You can fast forward. I have it all selected, whatever you want to jump to, all the guests, all the days, you know, check it out. It's a lot of fun. But we talk about all this, that commentators can make or break a panel. Really, we've had panels that should have been good, but the commentators were so bad, they were gushing so much, they didn't let the celebrity say anything. It ruined the whole experience, you know, and that does happen, unfortunately.
It really showed with Ernie Hudson.
Oh, I know. We love Ernie Hudson.
From our 2024 review.
You'll wait till that one comes out. Yeah, we're not going to give so much away, but we love Ernie Hudson, and that's all we can say.
But that being said, definitely go to a con. Go to some of the smaller ones if you're afraid of the bigger crowds, because we can tell you right now, we haven't been to no San Diego Comic Con, but we've been to GalaxyCon, and it's packed.
Oh, yeah.
So be prepared for a lot of people. If you have claustrophobia, you don't like being in crowds, go to the smaller ones. They're not nearly as bad.
Yeah, go to like Huntington or any of the small little cities. There's plenty of small cities all along America, Canada, or wherever you're located, you know.
Also, don't be afraid to check out like pinball conventions, wrestling conventions. Ramsey's mentioned before, black cons. If you want to meet people from specific things, they do have guests there for you.
Oh, that's right. I went to a Transformers convention once, and there's not really much of the story because I was so young, I don't remember it. But it was a great experience. It really was. it was Beast Wars. It was during the Beast Wars years. I remember that. And they showed the first episode of Beast Wars exclusively at this convention. And it was run officially by Hasbro. So it was like the official Hasbro convention. And they had toys everywhere. They had guests from all the Transformers from the years past. I mean, it was great. I mean, go to a Transformers convention, absolutely. Or go to your favorite. Like, if you're into My Little Pony, hey, go to My Little Pony. If you're into Star Trek, absolutely go to Star Trek. You know, whatever you're into, there's probably a convention. Some are smaller than others, obviously. You know, every subject has its own fan following, but go to your favorite and start small and work your way up to these huge pop culture ones, because it's an experience that you won't forget. It really is.
And remember, if you're like us and you're older, you definitely want to go to these soon. The sooner the better, because there's so many people that we haven't got to see because they died, unfortunately. People are getting older.
Oh, I know, it sucks. And some that we were even about to see, and they died before the convention happened. That happened with Ed Asner. He was on Mary Tyler Moore. He was also in Up, one of my favorites, and I was looking forward to meeting him, and he sadly passed away right before the convention. And the Police Academy cast members, all of them were going to be at the Lexington one that got canceled due to COVID, and many of them died since, which is very sad.
And that was looking to be one of our best conventions.
Oh, that was going to be a great lineup. Oh, that was going to be amazing.
Don't let Hulk Hogan beat you here.
No, I'm getting back in the ring. See, it gets harder. They're getting...
better. Well, he also did the mandible claw on you.
That claw is a great move. That's what I did in my playthrough with the Giant Panther. Or Great Panther, whatever his name is.
Hulk Hogan.
Yes, Hogan.
But, yeah. But that's what we're going to say on the cons. Do them, have fun, but also prepare for them.
Alright, now let's get back to the match here. So have you been enjoying my gameplay here, Vespor? I'm working through the roster pretty nicely, but you can see
this is bringing back flashbacks of all the repetitiveness. They're like, quick, we only have a 5-minute game.
Yeah,
let's make them do it 5 times.
Let's just keep fighting the same guys over and over. But they are getting harder. Now I'm have to really mashing this button to get my moves off, you know?
But I mean, you can see the limitations on this too. I mean,
there we go.
You only have one song, but don't forget, I mean, compared to the Atari soundtrack, this is like rock and roll, man. It's hot.
Well, except for Pitfall 2, that's the only game that had its own sound chip, so they had, they cheated, yes, but they were able to get music into it. That thing is amazing.
Which, alright, I can't remember which system had the B-52 bomber.
That is the Intellivision, Vespor. That was with the voice synthesis on the Intellivision. I owned the Intellivision, but not the voice synthesis. I did have an Intellivision. I had many games until my parents threw them out, and I'm trying to rebuild my collection slowly but surely. But I did not have that, but that was the Intellivision, which was an amazing system for its time, too, don't forget.
Well, yeah, it was. I mean, the thing is people forget. Everybody remembers Atari, and they don't remember, like, the Coleco or Intellivision as much. Well, that's because that was right. That most of them hit their peak literally, like, a year or the year of the video game crash.
That is right. That is right. Generation 2, that's, you know, every video game system has a generation. I was talking about this with Vespor today, just randomly, because this is the type of geeky stuff we talk about. I said, do you know we're in the 9th generation now? And Vespor's like, no, I didn't know. And I was like, yeah, so NES was 3rd, and then you had Super Nintendo was the 4th generation, and then PS1 was the 5th generation. So this game would be a 3rd generation game, you see.
Yep. And just as a reminder, if you have any questions, just type it on into the chat. We'll answer any questions.
Absolutely. Any questions, any comments, any requests. We are definitely taking requests. If you want, and it doesn't have to be NES. It could be any retro game you want, within reason. We're not going to play ridiculous games. Do not ask for Jekyll and Hyde, folks. I will not play Jekyll and Hyde here on the stream.
Yeah, somebody's already done that. That's a lot more famous than us.
Yes. You will not see Jekyll and Hyde here, no. But if you have any other suggestions for fun NES, like, and not Back to the Future 2 and 3, even though I love Back to the Future 2, my favorite movie, I will not play Back to the Future 2 and 3 on this stream. Sorry, folks.
But that being said, just beat Back to the Future 1. It's
yes,
actually
1 I
beatable.
will play, because that game I have beaten many times. 2 I've never beaten, and believe me, I have tried. It is one of the hardest games ever made.
Well, isn't it like 2 and 3 rolled into one?
Yes, yes it is.
Yeah, and you have to actually have a game guide for that, folks.
Yes.
For those of you that may not know it, just in the off chance we have a youngin' here with us, we didn't have the internet back in these days. We had to get Nintendo Power and other game guides.
Pro, that was another one, and there was the Game
Informer,
the one that GameStop made, and Funko had their own also.
PC Gamer?
Yeah.
That was my favorite, actually.
And Amiga had one that I've mentioned many times. I owned an Amiga. There was Amiga World. That was the name of the Amiga magazine, which was pretty much the same as Nintendo Power, just with Amiga stuff. So every system had their own. Sega had one too. I forgot what it was called, but Sega did have their own magazine also.
Yeah, but I think almost everybody has like a full collection of Nintendo Power.
Oh yeah, I have almost every issue, and even issues I didn't have, I bought on eBay like 10 years ago because I'm like, I want a full collection. Even though I stopped, like when Virtual Boy came out, I sort of was like, that's it, I'm sort of not into this anymore. But I sort of picked up every issue that I can. Some go for expensive because people weren't into Nintendo Power in the last few years, so those issues are a little harder to come by.
Well, in those last few years, the internet was starting to come out.
Yeah, so you didn't really need a Nintendo Power. And let's be honest, GameCube, Wii U, I mean, these systems just weren't good enough to have a system. So that, I mean, I had magazines, so that was it, you know?
Yeah, I mean, people forget that the GameCube was like a really bad system. Everybody talks about the Wii. They talk about
Wii
the
was
64.
great. I loved the Wii. I really do. I still
They talk
do.
about Super Nintendo.
Yep, Super Nintendo, one of my favorites.
My sister had a GameCube, and nobody ever talks about it. She was the only one that played it, and as soon as the Wii came out, she just forgot about
Well,
it.
don't forget, the Wii is just a GameCube, because they can play GameCube games no problem.
Exactly.
The Wii is a GameCube. People forget that. It's pretty much just like a better graphic GameCube. That's all it is.
Hey, and guys and gals, if you want to collect video game systems, the GameCube's the cheapest because nobody wants it.
No, because the Wii plays GameCube games. I didn't own a GameCube, but once I bought the Wii, I bought GameCube games. For cheap at GameStop, of course. But yeah, that's how I played the GameCube, was on my Wii. Yes.
I love it. They used old Power Glove technology.
Well, I mean,
Wii.
when it works, it works. Like, you know, you play Mario Galaxy, which I think I will do on a Ramsis Retro Long Play one day for you guys, but when you play with the right games, it works very well. And that's the best compliment I can give the Wii remotes. You know?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, here's the thing about it. The Wii, everybody thought was so revolutionary that the Kinect came out for Xbox. And it was not good.
And there was the, what was it? PlayStation had their own, the Switch, what was it? The Motion, that's what they call it, yes, the PlayStation Motion.
Oh, man, that was a bad one.
Yeah, that was just horrible. They did Harry Potter games on the Kinect. They did like weird song games on it, right? Don't we have that song that really? Oh yeah, the I'm Han Solo, right? That song is from the Kinect.
It was a spoof of Riding Solo.
Right. Yes. So I mean, they tried, but no, the Wii wasn't about. It wasn't. The Wii was good because Nintendo made good games on it. Believe me, in spite of how weird the controls are, Nintendo made good games. That's why the Wii was good. All these other companies making trashy third party, they sucked. Nintendo games, though, were the only good games on the Wii. I mean, think about it. They were the only ones making good games. Punch-Out, was it Mario Kart Wii, and Super Mario Galaxy. I mean, those are the games you had to have on the Wii.
And the sports. Don't forget the sports.
Yeah, sports games were, you know, but they're sports, you know.
But the thing was, the reason that the Wii still held up during the day and age of, like, the 360 and the PlayStation 3 was because it was centered around family games and actually did something that the other two couldn't do worth a crap. And that was, you know, you actually had motion sensing technology that worked about 75% of the time.
Yes, I would say that's true.
And that made for a unique game experience, like with bowling and other things. It was actually
Wii
really
Sports
fun.
was a lot of fun. I mean, that's such an underrated game. And don't forget, it was made as a demo, kind of like in the way Rob was made as a demo for the Nintendo, just to show what the system is capable of. That's all Wii Sports was.
Yeah, if you were thinking you were going to get something as good as, like, from the Wizard with the Power Glove,
No.
I mean, it was great on Rad Racer. That's about it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
But, I mean, it was really, really bad. But, I mean, the fact of the matter was, it was kind of revolutionary for its day and age when it did come out. It just wasn't ready yet.
No, it was just a little ahead of its time.
I mean, even the Wii isn't really ready yet. I mean, it's an old system,
yeah, I mean,
but
the Wii really wasn't that great, but the games were great. That by some producers. I mean, you know, most of the games sucked on it, let's be honest.
Oh, I know.
The term shovelware had the Wii in mind with that, you know? Let's try counting them out. I'll try one with...
Yeah, get him out.
Yeah, no, that's good.
You've already beat the poop out of him. He should be
No, he's still
going
a
strong.
little fight on him. Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you lose, you lose. It's not like...
Oh, yeah, I mean, there's not like on the Nintendo World Tour here. Or something.
Speaking of which, we played and watched some of that at the Gaming Con. Well, not Gaming Con, but at Galaxy Con.
Yes.
And it was fun, and I still think it's hilarious to this day that the host of that refused to pick any of us older guys out there in the audience who were, like, volunteering to get up there and, like, here, can you beat this in a certain amount of time on Zelda? Yep. Can you beat this in a certain amount of time on Mario? Yep.
Alright, so this is the champion, everyone, the Great Puma.
And the Great Puma's going to get counted out because that's the only way you can beat him.
Only way to beat him, so you gotta just keep on whittling him down little by little.
I mean, this is about the only way that you can do it. If he gets close to you, you're just... Look at that.
Now I'm gonna try to throw him out. Here we go. Push! Got him. Now you can't run because he's gonna get up in a second. Yep.
And you have to throw him if I remember correctly.
Nope, you just have to keep kicking.
Alright, there you go. You got a pattern down.
Oh,
he's going to go
yeah,
in.
you go back in when he does it. That's how you have to do it. You have to just keep whittling him down, whittling him down. Oh, wasn't close enough. See if he'll... Nope, he's avoiding.
I mean, look at this, folks.
Isn't this fun?
Isn't it fun? We stop talking about all the fun things and point out the fact that this is where it gets cheesy.
Oh, I actually got him with a move. Amazing. Let's see if I can weaken him a little bit. That's why Starman's good. He has this running move and that they don't always avoid.
Well, it's head detection on this is kind of wonky, but we play so many other games where it is.
Oh.
Oh!
We're getting... Ah!
I don't know why he can't lift you up like that. Maybe you're not weak enough?
I'm not weak yet, yeah. Oh, I did it. Alright.
Good luck.
That's how hard this is, folks.
Do you notice where he has to go to get out, folks? At the bottom.
Nope, he got by me. Alright, let's get back in.
Like I said, this is hard.
This is a hard match, folks. Isn't it?
Hey, if you're wondering, it goes to 20, and it's not 10 like in regular wrestling.
No, it's 20 in regular.
I thought it went to 10.
Oh, really? I don't remember. Like I said, I've been out of it since. Yeah,
well, I know for a fact...
It feels like 20 because they count so slow.
Get down there.
Here we go.
You can do this. You got this. Of course, if, you know, it feels like you're not fighting like King Puma or whatever. It feels like you're fighting the Ultimate Warrior.
Yes, exactly.
Because he's just going to keep getting up. To maybe. Yeah!
There you go.
Woo!
That's the way to beat him.
Did you notice why he had to do it, folks? You see, he had no chance of beating him otherwise.
No. Whew. And it's such a cool triumphant music. Remember, this is an NES game. It has an ending. It has a triumphant music.
So, enjoy it while you can. But you know what? We've been sitting here for 45 minutes. We're going to take
a nice little break. Absolutely.
A quick little break.
Yes.
We'll be back soon, because my butt is welded to this chair.
We'll be right back. Turn this off. Now, we'll be right back.
In the pizza delivery game, the Noid can zap ordinary pizzas. But Domino's Pizza delivers more than all the others combined. So when you call Domino's Pizza, you get the best delivered pizza. The Noid just can't beat the best. Domino's Pizza. Nobody delivers better.
When the clock strikes 6:30, babe, time to head for golden lights. Hey, it's a good time for the great taste dinner at McDonald's. It's Mac tonight. Come on, make it Mac tonight. Cola. I want a rock and roller. I want a pop. I want a
All right, and we're back. All right, thank you all for joining us. It's been a great retro rewind. Again, we're going to do a lot of these in the future, so we hope you all are going to join us. Spread the word, Ramsis and Vespor, or Vespors Rangers. I guess we have to do it in order of leadership here. Do a show here on YouTube called Vespors Retro Reviews, where we review all types of retro-related content. And we hope to do a lot more content like this, where we can play games, have chats with you, take some suggestions, just have fun reliving the past. That's what we're all about. So please feel free to chat with us. We can't wait to hear what you guys have to say. Spread the word. We're going to do this out once a month. Have some suggestions ready when you join us in March, because we'll be doing another one in March, of course. And with that out of the way, we're going to play another classic. Now, this is going to be a great one. We started with wrestling because our show has become very wrestling focused. And I knew that was a game that I could have fun with while we talk. This one we're going to have to focus a little more on. We're very, very rusty, but remember how we were talking about how every system had a generation, and how every system had a generation, and how, you know, they had to release some interesting game. We had Wii Sports, right? Nintendo had Super Mario. Well, what did Super Nintendo had? It had Super Mario World. That was the game that came with the Super Nintendo. And wow, what a revolutionary game. Imagine getting a fun, amazing, complete Mario game with the $200 system that you just bought.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, after everything you played, I mean, on the Nintendo, right before Super Mario Brother Worlds came out, you just played Super Mario Bros. 3 because it was like the pinnacle. You're like, how can they beat it? And Nintendo said, hold my beer and watch this. Yoshi.
That's right. And now we're going to show you some Super Mario World. So sit back, relax. Here we go again. Let's pause our little fun screen here for you guys. Hopefully you've been enjoying this fun screen we came up with for you guys. Let's turn that off and let's go to the Super Nintendo and let's load up. That's right. Yeah, here it is.
Super Mario World, but it's on a little known thing here, where it has a bunch of games on it.
Super Mario All-Stars plus Super Mario World. This is a very rare and valuable. We don't own it, of course not. We're playing this in other methods you guys can figure out, but it has...
Yeah, we're poor.
Yes,
yeah.
It has all 4 of the original Mario games, and I say 4 because don't forget in Japan, there was their own Super Mario 2. We got Doki Doki Panic. They got their own version of Super Mario 2. Super Mario 3, the game we were just talking about, 1990. So 1 year later, after Super Mario 3, we got this amazing game called Super Mario World. And this actually came with the system. I mean, amazing.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Here's the opening. Let's see. We got...
I mean, it was just like the difference between Atari and Nintendo. Well, the difference between Nintendo and Super Nintendo is, of course, night and day, as you can see here, folks.
Yeah, this is cool. You got Yoshi, and they give you fun, whimsical music. And then you see what you can do with the shell, and they're showing off the 16-bit graphics. I mean, it's brilliant what Nintendo did here. They are so aware of what fans want and what the system can do.
Dinosaurs!
Yes. And don't forget, the Genesis came out a year before this. So Sega already had a year up on Nintendo, because Nintendo was riding out that NES wave for all that it was worth, and good on them. But then when this came out, it was like, yep, Super Nintendo will be fine. And they did. Eventually, Super Nintendo pretty much caught up to Genesis, or even overtook them by the end, actually.
And that's why all the later... games on Nintendo are worth so much, is because nobody owns them.
That's right. All right, so we go back to the house there because we accidentally fast forward to the story. All right, so this is where you start. Click on the little box there. Here we are. Hello, sorry I'm not home, but I have gone to rescue my friends who were captured by Bowser. Yoshi. So Yoshi lives here, I guess is what we're saying.
I love the fact you just built a chimney beneath some trees randomly.
Alright, so that's the story, and hence we start. So we're 2-player. He's going to be, Vespor is going to be Mario, I'll be Luigi, and he'll go right, I'll go left to start things off. So he's going to Yoshi Island level 2.
And by the way, we're not doing this in optimal order. We're just doing it to have fun, and quite frankly, I probably haven't played this for a very long time. I'm lucky that I still remember the controls for it. But you know what? Hey, it's Mario, it's not too difficult yet.
And there's Yoshi. Hooray! Thank you for rescuing me. My name is Yoshi. On my way to rescue my friends, Bowser. So we're supposed to believe this is the same Yoshi, even though you find them all over the world in eggs all over the place?
Different colored ones, too.
Yeah,
my favorite one's the blue one.
Well, the story doesn't make sense. But anyway, here's Yoshi. Okay.
Yep, and then...
Now click on the box. Let's see what that says. Do a spin jump. Press the A button. A Super Mario spin jump.
It defeats some blocks, so you can get through them and stuff, and then...
So you love the tutorials they had to do in these games. Yes. So those Yoshi coins will give you a 1-up if you get all 5 of them.
Oh yeah, and don't forget, if Yoshi gets hit, he just runs away like a coward.
Yes, and you can spit the shell. Red shells do something, red and green, and they all do different things. Green just fires.
I didn't bounce back. I thought, well, I guess I'm so used to playing something.
Oh, there's the Chuck. I think his name is Chuck.
Get back here! Get back out!
Oh, and you got Super Mario stats.
What's this one say?
Point of advice. This gate marks the middle of this area. By cutting the tape here, you can continue from this point. So if you die, you start from here. That's what it's saying.
Well, by the way, don't try to eat that guy. I forgot you couldn't do it.
No,
well,
no.
Let's do the usual thing. Can we go down these?
No.
Ding, ding, ding.
Oh, but now Yoshi's not in that egg, so you get a 1-up instead.
Bleh.
There goes
Get back here! Get back here!
Now you can eat them while they're still in the dirt, you know.
Nah.
He just
Think
likes
of
them
the
whole.
horrible death that you're going to be
I
facing.
know, you
now.
digested in Yoshi's belly.
Well, how much can this critter eat? Holy cow.
Well, Yoshi's known for having like an unending appetite.
Yeah, he's like the endless life if you're good, but...
Oh, there's another power-up. Okay.
Oh, look! That way you can bring it down. Can I go down?
Oh.
I love it, you can just eat it
Get
through.
through the pipe. Now, the P blocks are important. The P switches. No, you should have used it. No, you didn't do it.
Come back here!
And he's gone.
Whoop! Whoops!
Well, that's alright. There's only 100 more Yoshis in this world to find.
He ran off with a power block.
Yes. Showed you. Alright, so now it's my turn. I'm Luigi. I'm gonna go to the left because there's a separate passage you're supposed to go to here.
Yep. And you're supposed to actually go there first. We probably should have went over there to maximize it, but we are not doing that.
We're just trying to survive.
And we're just going to play for a little bit. Oh yeah, see Mega Bill or whatever they call him.
Big, is it Bullet Bill? Yeah.
Yes, Bullet Bill, but it's like a Big Bill. I don't know what you call
I
him.
don't remember. So you hold, what is it, X to run and A to jump. That's it.
Well, don't forget, with these guys, the super swirly jump will kill it in one hit, but if you hit the...
Oh, let's try. Oh, there we go. So, yeah.
But if you do the other one and bounce it twice...
So now they said break these blocks. So let's take their advice. Here we go.
See how much...
Oh, we went underground. Okay.
See how much better this is than the regular Mario?
Oh, absolutely. The Yoshi currency. I wonder how much that costs then.
I don't know. It gives you
here
one
we
up
go.
if I remember correctly.
Alright. Let's see what this box says. You can hold an extra item in the box at the top of the screen. Push select to select it.
See, look. If you hit him twice, you actually get more points. I'm just wondering where the cannon's at.
Now watch this. I'm going to throw it up. Now I'm supposed to run here. Whoop. Well, that's alright. I got this extra mushroom.
Yeah, I know, right? There you go.
Do a spin.
Only 200, but...
Oh, Firefly, I'll take it.
Of course you will.
Alright, so now I'm green and white. That's Fire Luigi, not Fire Mario. Fire Luigi.
You know, fire doesn't bounce on the ground like that, just saying.
In this world, it does.
You're supposed to jump on his head, you freaking... freak of freaks.
Alright, so now I have to do it running. There you go. Alright, rusty, but I got through it.
Oh, yeah, I'm like... We're not going to beat the game, folks.
No, we're just showing off some history here for you guys. So, now I guess we should talk about what's your memories of this. Did you have a Super Nintendo even, most of it?
Nope, I believe it or not, I never owned a Super Nintendo. My best friend at the time did, and we always rented games and played it on his system.
Oh, no kidding.
Now, it was a really fun game system, and, you know, back then you always went over to your friend's house, like in that Sega Genesis commercial, to play your friend's games.
Ah, yes, good times, good times. Alright,
You
so if you
get
get all 5 of the Yoshi coins, you get an extra card. Yeah, I owned a Super Nintendo. I got it like on the first day. I was a Nintendo fanatic. You know, they used to make fun of me in school because I was so into Nintendo. But I'm not ashamed. Ah, there you go. I'm not ashamed of it. It's just I knew the day Super Nintendo came out, I was a fan. And the reason I bought it was for Final Fantasy 2, which is really Final Fantasy 4, by the way. I was such a big fan of Final Fantasy 1 that when I found out there was going to be a Final Fantasy 2 on the Super Nintendo, I had to get it, yeah.
I love the fact that I just died horribly, and he's like, let's just talk about this.
Well, so what? You have extra life.
Yeah, I know. But still, it doesn't matter. I died. You should be...
Oh,
like...
no! You died? Oh, my God, Vespor, this is terrible.
There we go. That's what I was waiting for.
Oh.
That's
now
right.
you won't die, because I'm about to unlock something that'll save you.
Better.
Switch Palace. The power of the switch you have pushed will turn blah into yellow exclamation point. Your progress will also be saved.
Yay!
So now where you dropped, you won't drop anymore because there'll be yellow boxes.
Well, I honestly forgot about that.
Yeah. There you go. Everything's been activated.
I just love the fact that they shoot out over the world.
Continue and say.
So, I mean...
Alright, so now try again, Vesper. Let's see if you have better luck with all those yellow blocks I just gave you.
I just fell to my grisly death.
Now push select if you want the mushroom.
That's not the problem right now.
Oh, being Super Mario doesn't... They like that, like Western music?
Yeah.
Saloon music, is that what we call it? Then you'd hear in a saloon. See, the nice yellow blocks for you there, Vesper.
Yeah. I needed them on this.
Yeah.
I remember there's like
there's
secret
Yoshi.
hidden places.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, Yoshi will die for me.
Jump off. Yep, that's how you save yourself. Oh, Yoshi.
We loved you, buddy.
But you served a bigger cause. The needs of the many outweigh
The needs of Mario outweigh the Yoshi.
Yeah, that's...
Is that being like, you know, a bit of a... Well, an inconsiderate person? Well, I'm Mario. That's all I gotta say.
No one else is saving the kingdom here. Exactly, right?
And I'll tell you what, if that princess is moved to another castle, I'll have words with her.
Oh, we'll see what happens. I don't even know where she is in this.
Let's see what this says.
Jump on an enemy, you can jump high. If you hold the jump button, use up on the control pad to jump high in the shallow water. So pretty much hold, run, and jump at the same time. Is it Firefly? Yes, it is. Now you are fire, Mario, you see.
I'm hot.
Yeah.
You're not.
I get the green suit, you get the...
You're grass. Well,
I saved you again.
Well, you have to.
Oh, look at
'Cause,
all
you
these
know-
moving
I used to be so good I would never use those.
I know.
Now I'm
We
terrible.
haven't played this in 20 years. That's what happened. That's part of the fun of playing this for you guys, so we can show you how bad we got it. Now you had to get a certain amount of something for that to be an extra guy. I forgot.
Probably not dying horribly like I've been.
I think that's it. Yeah.
Not the best, but anyways, we're tired of talking about Mario, so now we're
Yeah.
going to talk about something else that we've reviewed here.
What's that?
Well, our latest review that we put out about a series was, of course, the Dukes of Hazzard.
Oh yes, yes, the Dukes of Hazzard, and we are gonna. Yeah, it's a good idea, Vester. I think everyone knows Super Mario, but we're gonna play this for you guys while we talk about some cool stuff. So again, join in, guys. Believe me, this is a fun, interactive. What is it? Live stream for you guys. Yes, that is the right word. So join in. Anyway, yes. So we've done it. We've reviewed 3 out of like 4 or 5 of the classic special '80s shows. So what do I mean by that? We had Knight Rider, A-Team, and of course Dukes of Hazzard. All right. And there's others. There's Airwolf, which we have to get to still, and there's another one which I can't remember, but we will do that too.
Well, there's tons of 80s shows and cartoons that we haven't seen. I mean, we've actually reviewed Visionaries. We haven't put it up yet.
That's right. Visionaries will be reviewed.
Because
eventually.
Visionaries is one of those special ones where, in the span of like one night, after having advanced technology, they immediately turn feudal.
Yeah, I can't wait to show you that. We reviewed the first episode. We'll put that as part of our pilot series. Whoa, I'm having some fun.
Well, I also love the fact that, like, basically, their version of Merlin is an absolute dick. There's no other way to put it. You didn't hit the little purple box.
Oh, well, I thought that was a stop for... I mean, a jump point.
But yeah, Visionaries is just truly one of those shows, and you can see it for free on YouTube, that you definitely need to go and experience, because it is just... Wow, they really wanted to sell toys with
and
that
it did
one.
not work. You know, there's a whole history to it, and we're going to save it for when you guys see it, because we do go into the whole history of it. They thought they were going to revive the toy line. This was going to be great, because, you know, all their other stuff was on the way out, so they had to come up with something new. No, it was the exact opposite. The toys were just so cheap, and who cared looking, and the cartoon was kind of dark, actually. It just was not a fun cartoon. So, and it didn't do well. It lasted 1 season. That was it. So, yeah, that was sort of the end of the heyday of Hasbro and the big toy franchises. Then you had Turtles, which was like Playmates, and you had all the, all the other kinds. Hasbro was pretty much done though with that stuff. Right, yeah, got that. So Vesper's doing the castle now. Yep.
Oh yeah, I mean this is like so revolutionary. People don't realize it.
Yeah, they introduced bosses here. Like everyone was like, "Oh, Koopa." Wait there for the flower. Yeah. Everyone was like, Bowser, or King Koopa, whichever name you want to use for him. Nope. You have to be over him.
Yeah.
Wait. Yeah.
Oh, and it's creepy too.
Yeah. Right now you can punch him while you're in front of him. Right now, look how he's gonna come down. You have to be over him, not under him.
I don't feel like getting the things. Jump. Point of advice.
One of Yoshi's friends is trapped in the castle by Iggy Koopa. To defeat him, push him into the pool lava. Alright.
Iggy Koopa.
Oh, yeah, Super Mario, okay.
Is it the Koopa Kids?
Yes. Alright, look out, go left. And duck down in there.
Oh, I know.
But no, go right.
I remember doing this.
And get the flower. See, this is the fun of the game. You're like, oh, what? They were showing off the Super Nintendo. That's exactly what this stage is, by the way, folks.
It's like, hey guys, look. Oh crap! Good thing you did that.
Run by it. Go on, run. Now you can't kill him with the firefly, so you gotta just keep kicking him. Yeah. But no, keep jumping. Yep. And now look up for the balls. And when it points down, jump on him. No, get on his other side. Oh, yeah, you almost got it. This is exciting, isn't it?
Oh god, you can hit. Die!
Wait, keep him right there. There you go. All right.
There we go.
Oh, look at you, you're running away.
There we go. Wow. I'm sorry, guys. I got distracted because I was teaching them all about what it is to take the princess away from Mario.
Storyline is here. Thank you.
Wow. Oh wow, Mario's getting real in this one.
Mario has defeated the demented Iggy Koopa in Castle No. 1 and rescued Yoshi's friend who is still trapped in an egg. Together, they now travel to Donut Land. So there you go. That was World 1. And we'll go through World 2, and then maybe in another Retro Rewind, we'll continue the game. I think that's what we'll do. We'll just keep coming back to this game in future Retro Rewinds.
Which is fine, and it's honestly, I'll be truthful about it. It's kind of hard to concentrate and talk on this one because I haven't played this game in forever. So it's not like, what's what I'm looking for? It's not like I'm used to it.
No. Now we're in Donut Land or World or Plains.
Oh man, that sounds wonderful. I could go for a donut right now.
So now the thing about the red circles, there's two passages that can open. So you either go to that ghost house on the right or up the path. To get to the red, you got to pretty much find a key. So I'll see if I remember. I don't remember where everything was in this world. I think there's a cape, if I remember. We're gonna get that. Yes, here it is.
There it is. You gotta get it. The feather. Now you can fly.
Here we go.
It is so good. You can just fly across the entire stage, but
oops,
he's not going to.
Oh, I think you can go up here.
Yeah? You can go into it.
Oh, there's a bonus. Huh? Now, if I remember, there's a trick. If you use your cape or something, you get all coins.
I don't remember. It's tic-tac-toe, basically.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Nice. See, folks, what you remember from kids. But as I was going back and saying, there's all kinds of wonderful shows from the 80s that we haven't looked at, like Silverhawks.
Oh, yeah. And Thundercats 2, which was the precursor to Silverhawks.
That was like the ultimate phallic cartoon. Thunder! Thundercats! Oh!
I never saw it that way. But...
oh, I did. Even as a kid, I knew what was going on.
Oh.
It was absolutely amazing. But that being said, you also had
I got Yoshi.
It was Jace and what'd they call it? You know what I'm talking about? Where they had the.
Oops.
God, I wish there was somebody in our chat right now to tell us why I'm forgetting.
Well, I'm afraid there isn't, Vespor, so you're just gonna have to wing it. Here.
I think it was like Jace and the Road Warriors or something. I can't remember the name of it. But that being said, there's all kinds of lost gems from the 80s that we want to review eventually, but we've settled on those three for now, which is the Dukes of Hazzard, the Knight Rider,
and A-Team, of course.
And the A-Team.
And we're gonna do more episodes from that, guys. So if you're watching this, obviously we don't have a huge crowd here. We have a few, but you guys are being quiet, which is fine. We don't require chatters. We just require company, and we got that. Thank you for joining us, folks. But we are gonna do more episodes. We're gonna do more Knight Rider. We're going to do more A-Team, and we are definitely going to do more Dukes of Hazzard. We just have to be a little selective on some of these shows, because otherwise, it takes a long time. We're a two-man operation here. We do have other jobs, as we mentioned before, so we can't devote to just the channel. So I would love to do every single episode. I know you guys like the long format we do that, but it's a lot of work and it's a lot of time. So we'll be a little selective. Like we did that Halloween Knight Rider episode. I know you guys love that, and I did too. That was a great
Well, that's one of my favorite episodes because it has all the over-the-topness you could ever want. And what do I mean by that? Oh, just watch the review, guys. I mean, we could sit here and extort that. I'm going to die.
That's because you didn't remember the stages.
That's right. I was also talking again.
Right.
Well, with Yoshi, I'll make it a little bit easier because of those guys. I said that.
I was about to lose.
About to lose it.
And you hear how it's thumping? You hear the different type of music because I'm on Yoshi?
Yeah. Eat it. Eat it! I love it. It's a gulp. Yeah, no, I always hated these stages back in the day. I just want to point that out to you.
Oh, these scrolling stages?
Yeah, because they love to kill you with things off the edge of the screen.
Yes, yes they do.
See, look there. If you didn't automatically know, you would be in trouble.
Well, I knew, so.
Jump on it and bounce yourself up into it.
I think it's this.
Oh, I think it was that first one.
Oh, well.
The teases. Plus, you also gotta wonder, back in the day, you know, these pipes.
I got me.
See? Happens to the best of us.
It happens.
Are we going to be defeated?
By a pipe? Yes, we are.
Yes, yes, we are. Because that's just what we do in these worlds.
So if you want to see a different episode, let us know. We're open to that too. I don't know what we're going to do next year. We've recorded some stuff with A-Team a while ago, and we're going to use a lot of that stuff. Because we've seen that our original A-Team stuff did pretty well, and why wouldn't it? It's A-Team. I mean, come on. Doesn't like the A-Team. So we'll do something with what we recorded, but we're probably not going to stick to that format that we had the original season sets in. All right, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. As we get older, it's harder to remember perfect memory of every single thing you've watched. Even if you just watched it a day ago, it's still very hard to remember like 5 episodes in a row of every moment in every episode. So we have to be a little selective in what we do here.
But that being said, we will talk about all the episodes of the A-Team. At least we've already done 2 seasons. We are committed to reviewing the only 4 seasons of A-Team.
Well, no, the rest of there was 5 seasons.
No, there was 4 and only 4.
You know, I still haven't seen an episode of the 5th season yet. I own the whole DVD set, and I used to watch it all the time. I still have not seen, ever, a season 5 episode. Do you believe it?
You're not missing anything.
Yeah, I know. It was pretty much Mission Impossible meets A-Team, right?
Yeah, but without all the fun.
Yes, but lacking the fun. You know, me and Vespor always talk about this. Wouldn't it have been nice if they let them earn their freedom, if they, you know, had an episode where, you know, they were now free and they still wanted to do this anyway? Wouldn't that have been like, wouldn't that have been a better situation than the whole you're working for us now and that's that, you know?
Oh, absolutely. Well, the thing that I always thought they should have done with the 5th season of A-Team is literally at the end of it go like, well, you've won your freedom, boys. And they sort of just look at each other and they go back to LA to keep helping out in the underground. Yeah,
that would have been great. But Tartakov and all his wonderful wisdom pretty much ruined the show. So there you go. Oh, it's an embarrassment, A-Team. It's my #1 show and I'm embarrassed by it. Like, really? We should all be so embarrassed by a #1 show.
Oh, I know, right?
So, jump over these, yeah. We didn't find the secret passage. Obviously, it's one of those pipes. We don't know which one.
One I didn't find, apparently.
Yes. So we'll play this for a little more, and then we'll move on to our next game. I think we'll just get to the, well, let's see where we are. If we're only a few dots away, we'll just finish, what is it, World 2 here.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, it's a ghost house. All right, let's see if I can do the ghost house.
Well, now, here's the thing about all of this. Is,
oh, ghost house.
Like, the bad season of Ghost Rider was the 4th season. Ghost Rider. Yeah. I'm sorry, you're at the Ghost House. Go, go, Ghost Rider!
Power Rangers?
I mean, the Ghost Rider. I mean, I guess I'm thinking of Nicolas Cage, the maniac with the flaming skull. It's always hard to tell which one's going to come after you. By the way, folks, if you're wondering, be careful when you jump. The white ones, when they're solid, will get you.
Yes. Yes, they will.
Hey, gotta do the...
Oh. I have to go for under, that's what it was.
It's not. It's been a while.
Alright, we'll go through. Can't remember. Oh, that's it. Yes, thank you. I remember, folks. Like I said, it's been a while, alright? It's been a while.
But look at this. This is the first time where they actually got tricky with it.
Yes.
And the first time you ever played, you're like, oh my god, this is so amazing.
Oh, wait, I need a...
Yeah, go through the door. You have to carry the
Yeah, I
block.
did carry it with you.
See, folks, look at that. But, yeah, the fourth season of Knight Rider was absolutely terrible. Oh, you have to hit it. I guess you have to do it and get through it in enough time. That's why it is. And get it quickly.
Oh.
Oh. Let it go all the way. Maybe it'll take you to something. Huh?
I got into the wrong door. Sorry, it's been a while. I know you're all laughing. That's right now, but I really forgot. It's been a very long time.
Should go into that door.
Well, Ramsis forgot what to do.
Uh-oh, folks. We're stuck. Go through. Maybe you go back through that door again.
Like, take it.
No, we already tried doing it over there. Hit it and go through the other door. It says go through the other one. There, oh, takes it away. Oh, there you go. You have to carry the P block through the door.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, folks, like I said, this is what happens when you don't play a game forever. But, as we'll try and talk here with Ramses, what do you think they did wrong with the fourth season?
Of which show?
Of Knight Rider I've been talking about.
Well, I'm sorry, I'm trying to get out of this ghost house here the whole time. Or have you not noticed?
I noticed.
Alright, what did they do wrong? It started off very strong. You know, I'm not against Super Pursuit Mode. I'm really not. A lot of people are like, oh, it's silly, it's cartoony. I wasn't against it. The show was really leaning very heavily towards a young audience. So, you have to remember that. They were catering to. See, like, unlike A-Team, which they definitely were trying to kill, Knight Rider they were not trying to kill. They were trying to cut the budget, yes, but they were also trying to save the show at the same time. So they were doing like the quality definitely went down because the stories weren't as good and they were not using the effects as much, again, cutting the budget, but they tried to add a new element with the Super Suit and they had a new character, RC3, who I thought was good. I liked RC. The stories and the budget just ruined the fourth season. It became really unwatchable. The acting was bad, the plots were bad, the situations were bad, and it was always Super Pursuit Mode at the end, and that was what the whole entire gimmick of the show was. But the thing with Super Pursuit Mode is it's all stock footage. So they're using this they're using this transformation moment, but every single time it's the same stock footage, and then they just have a sped up version of this ridiculous looking car speeding through it. So I didn't hate the fourth season, I just wish they didn't get so cheap with it. That's the problem I had. The writing just got really bad in that season.
Oh yeah, I mean, the problem was that they fast motioned everything, and their answer to everything was always Super Pursuit Mode, yet it didn't have a cooldown like it did with regular Pursuit Mode.
Yes, that's exactly right. It was just, we need Super Pursuit Mode. Like, how they powering this gigantic, powerful jet engine or whatever it is that's powering this thing. The whole thing made no sense, but that was their go-to gimmick of every fourth season episode. We need Super Pursuit Mode, we need Super Pursuit Mode. So, not the best, but definitely a much better end than, like, you know, A-Team, which was horrible. They totally ruined A-Team with their ending there, you know? I mean, it didn't even make it through the full season, A-Team Season 5, by the way. They ended it halfway through because the show was doing so bad with the revised format. And the show wasn't doing terrible. It definitely, the ratings went down, but that's because people were getting tired of the same plots. And that's when we're going to talk about the third show, Dukes of Hazzard. That's what happened with Dukes of Hazzard. What happened was, in the fifth season, the producers got greedy. Alright, we're going to talk about that when we get to some fifth season episodes. They bring in the fake Dukes, we like to call them. Yep, you got it. And it was because they were greedy. Like, oh, anyone can do it. No, not anyone can do it. People like the character. Nope, you missed it.
I thought I could actually jump on him.
We're going to give this one more attempt, then we're going to move on to our next game. I think you guys have seen enough of this. We already saved it. So
oh, yeah, I'm going to be stealing Ramsey's lives here in a moment.
So let's see. I'll try one more time here. So, yeah, Dukes of Hazzard. What's your thoughts? When they brought in the fake Dukes, that's when the show went downhill. They brought the regular Dukes back, by the way. A lot of you might not remember that, or you do remember that, but the show was never the same. They already lost half their... forget, let's get out of here. I think my mind is just not into Super Mario right.
Well, the problem is we haven't played this game in a long time, so we can't sit and talk about it.
So I'm going to do a save state. I know, oh no, yes, that way we can just come back to it next time, folks. There we go. All right. So let's go back to our main screen here. Hold on, folks.
If you can find it.
There we go. Alright, and we're back. Thank you for joining us, everybody. We're setting up the next game here. So that was Super Mario World. That's how not to play Super Mario World. You can see how rusty we are on that game.
Oh, and absolutely. We're also learning as we go along through here that you definitely need to choose games you're more familiar with than and you've played in less than the last 24 years.
That goes without saying. Yes, so now we're going to play a game where you don't have to think as much. It's still a lot of fun, but you don't have to think as much. It's going to be another Super Nintendo game because I think we're having a lot of fun just doing Super Nintendo here. So it's going to be, well, we're going to load up right now. Hold on, we'll be right back.
All right.
There's that music.
I'm going to go into this blind, folks. I haven't played this in forever, but these were better ones down here, but I always use the Blue Falcon.
All right. And
He is so mid, but
where's Dog Wonder?
I don't know.
I wonder how many people got that reference. Huh?
Beginner class, thank
I'll
you.
go at night and beginner, yeah, but I haven't played this in 20 years.
Actually, I played it a
Now,
lot.
Mute City has a great song. This song has been used in many Nintendo games as, you know, other stages. So, see, that's their theme, you know?
You gotta get your power build up.
Yeah, that's right. That pink meter on the top, folks, in case you've all forgotten, is the power meter. Uh-oh, look out for that.
Don't forget your top bumpers.
I think if you push down, you don't take damage from it. When you go over the ramps.
Yep. I don't have any boost ups.
Use the R. Just go left and right.
See, it leans you left and right. This fills you back up for your life. 4 laps left. Well, now that we're playing something that's much easier.
Hit the conversation.
Somebody hit me in the butt.
Now that we're playing something that Vespors still can't handle.
Well, I can handle it. It's just been a while. This is where you learn how to drift, was this game.
Now look out for the explosive one. Yeah, that's it.
I should have hit my brakes. Now I'm in third. But I'll get it back. But no, what we're saying is that the problem with the Dukes of Hazzards is I grew up watching the Dukes of Hazzards, and I watched it so much that I am absolutely sick of it. The problem, as Ramsey said before, is it is so repetitive. It is unreal.
Well, we mentioned that in our review, and hopefully, again, you guys have watched our review of the pilot episode of Dukes of Hazzard, which was known as One-Armed Bandits. That's right. And that's not the plot of every episode, so that's why the plot was actually very unique. As we also mentioned, the first 5 episodes were done in Georgia on location, and the show is supposed to be based on that movie, what was it, The Moonshiners, The Moonleaguers, whatever.
Moonshiners, they have multiple movies.
Yes, so it was based on those movies, and that's why the show was very different. And then they're like, hey, we can do this much cheaper and make it more formulaic and make it more kiddie, and that's exactly what happened. It became very dumbed down, and the show then, towards the end of the first season, beginning of the second season, became what the show became known as, which was pretty much Boss Hogg has a way to get rich quickly. Roscoe will help them. They have to frame the Duke boys into being the ones that did it, so they'll be out of the way. The bad guys turn on Boss Hogg and the sheriff. The Duke boys have to clear their name and help everyone out at the same time. And everyone goes on with their lives after they're redeemed, and Boss Hogg gets his in the end somehow, you know?
Yep.
That's the plot of Dukes of Hazzard. Oh wait, and many things will be jumped over with the General Lee. Don't forget that part.
Oh yeah, they'll start jumping everything with it, and once you watch it enough, you'll be able to see when it's not the General Lee in the stunt car.
Yep. All right, now keep going, Vesta. You can. I'll do the next circuit. You do the 4 rest too.
Okay, but I mean the thing is, once you get to the last season where they're rescuing aliens, and
oh yeah, 7 seasons where they're like, oh, let's try to mix it up. People are getting bored of the show. And it's kind of like Quantum Leap Season 5, another show which we will do some episodes of. Some, not a lot, because that show went really bad after a while. But Quantum Leap Season 5, the problem with Quantum Leap is, again, we ran out of ideas, we're doing the same thing, let's change it up, and people hate the changes. So what they do, they brought in the Evil Leapers, they had this whole religion thing going on, they brought in celebrities that Sam was leaping into, and everyone hates Season 5. Well, Dukes of Hazzard in Season 7 is like, hold my beer, because they're like, we're just going to do so many outrageous and ridiculous things that we're pretty much going to ostracize our whole audience and cancel the show, and that's pretty much what happened, yes.
Correctamundo.
Season 7's that season that you don't want to remember. So, what's the common theme here? A-Team Season 5, Knight Rider Season 4, and Dukes of Hazzard Season 7. Now, Dukes of Hazzard lasting to 7, that's pretty impressive. I will give them that. But either way...
For that day and age, yeah, that was very impressive.
They all went out with a very bad whimper, is the problem with these shows. And not every show has to end like that. You know, me and Vester were actually talking about that the other day, that not every show... Oh, you made it to the last season, it sucks. You know, you can think of Seinfeld, you can think of Big Bang Theory, you can think of Mary Tyler Moore Show, Dick Van Dyke, I Love Lucy. You can think of all these shows that did not go out with a whimper. They were still as strong as ever, and they decided they're going to end on top. Whereas these other shows stay around a little too long. Like Married Children's another good example. They were dead for a while when they, like around the 7th season when they brought 7 in and they were trying to revive the show. they recovered greatly. Like in season 9 and 10 when they did the No
Well,
Ma'am stuff.
No Man
and,
is our heroes nowadays.
Yeah, I mean, they revived the show, so sometimes you can reinvent yourself. But then you have a show like Dukes of Hazzard when they brought in the other kid, remember? He got married, Mr. Drummond got married, and they pretty much weren't using Willis and the sister anymore, and it was just Arnold and I forgot the name of the redheaded kid. But yes, shows try to reinvent themselves. Sometimes it works, and sometimes it doesn't. That's the best thing I could say. Dukes of Hazzard, though, they messed up in the 5th season, and they never recovered. That's what happened. Knight Rider, people were getting tired of it, and 18 people were getting tired of the same thing. But Knight Rider did try. They just shouldn't have shortened the budget. A-Team, I don't know what Tartakov is doing, and he ruined the show. I will say that. That one was Tartakov's fault, A-Team.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the problem is you shouldn't be embarrassed of your own show. That sort of just shows you, you know, even back then, people wanted to watch, you know, and do things in shows that weren't necessarily what people wanted to see.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, like I said, we have so many other shows we're going to do.
They're like, oh my god, the A-Team. I don't like guns because I'm in California. So
and everyone that lives in the South wears a cowboy hat
and is
evil and hates people. I mean, that was the thing because it was all written by Californians. I mean, this is their image of the rest of the country. And we're not here pro or anything. That's reality. Everything was written in LA, and that's why you have all these weird connotations in like a show like A-Team. A-Team should have just been a very generic, hey, I'm going to help people out and whoever needs it.
And we talked to Dirk Benedict, and he absolutely loved the show. I mean, they all love the show. And they also alluded to the fact that a lot of things about that happened with Amy Amelia Allen, that actress, wasn't necessarily true what was being written about.
No, and that's another unfortunate sign of the times. Like, you know, you had all the rags writing, oh, George Rapport is this, and you know, this, that, and the other thing. No, everyone was happy with the show. Everyone liked Amy. Everyone liked her on the show. She's the only one that didn't like her. And I said this all along, if she just waited, she waited one season before she went crazy. You know, the show lasted 5 seasons. Who knows if she would have lasted that long, but I think she would have. If she played along, she would have had just as much to do as they did if she just was a little more patient. And instead, she became obscure. Like people don't even remember that she's on the show. I remember because I'm a big fan of the A-Team, but a lot of people are like, "Oh, she was on the show. I don't even know who this is." You know.
And the thing is that when you watch the earlier seasons with her in it, it does make a huge difference when she's there. I mean, they needed a character like that when they brought in what's her face in the 2nd season. It was not nearly as good.
And that's why they got rid of her really quickly. You know, it's like.
Well, she also had a worse backstory than Amy Allen.
Yes.
She's doing it because she wants fame. Amy was wanting doing it because she wanted to help people.
Right. It was the exact opposite. She wanted to help. She wanted to be part of it. The other one was like, oh, I want to be a big reporter one day, so I'm gonna follow you guys whether you like it or not. Pretty much. Yeah, it didn't work, and it's sad because I think you did need a good female focal character. You really did, and it's sad. Oh, be careful. And it's sad how that all ended out. But yeah, we did talk to Dirk Benedict, and he gave us like a 10-minute conversation. I really wish we recorded, because I think he would have let us. If we took our phone out and said, sir, can we just put that as footage we're doing a review? I think it would have been like, yeah, go ahead. I really think it would have. I don't think it
Well, I mean, he did come and say, I got this. It was like the greatest thing ever.
I don't think he would have minded. And I am so glad we met Dirk Benedict, because that's the only time we ever saw him. We went to 3 years more of conventions, and we've never seen him ever again at another convention. So we got so lucky that we happened to be our first time. We did it for the show. We've done a convention before the show, but our first time for the show was Dirk Benedict, and that is still to this day the best experience we ever had. And we met many people. We met William Shatner, who gave us like 1 second of his time. We met Ernie Hudson, who gave us 1 second of his time. Well, maybe 5 seconds. And Weird Al, which was one of the greatest. We'll go over that this year when we do the convention review very shortly. We're working on it now, just in case you guys are wondering.
Well, I mean, the fact of the matter is that, like, a lot of them are very humble. And they are there to make money, but they're also there to entertain the fans to a degree. But I will say this, if you do go and you do get an autograph, even if they say, you know, don't ask for anything, go ahead and do it as long as it's not anything too outrageous.
Yeah.
Like when I was getting autographs with Peter Cullen, they asked, it's like, don't ask for anything. I said, Mr. Cullen, can I please get you to roll out with your name? He's like, oh, sure.
Yeah, he didn't mind. It was the publicist trying to speed the line along. That's all. And that's another thing. And we mentioned this, so I can't talk about this. We already did that in our previous review. It's obnoxious. You know, you're paying hard-earned money. I realize there's a line. We waited 3 hours to get Peter Cullen's autograph. We waited 3 hours. We paid $100 or $80, whatever it was.
It was 80.
$80 to get Peter Cullen's autograph. It's obnoxious. Oh, there's so many people waiting here. I'm going to tell these people as the publicist, or the guy, or it might have been someone running the convention. I don't even know who this woman was, but she was standing behind him the whole time. That don't ask him for anything. He's not going to do it. Well, that's not true. You're just trying to rush the line along. So yes, take a chance. Now, it's not always going to work, right? Like, he got Ric Flair's autograph. You were not getting Ric Flair to write anything. I assure you, Ric Flair was not going to write anything because he had the big burly guy behind him who very heavily was enforcing this rule that you are not to ask anything. So you got to play it by ear. William Shatner's another one we messed up on. We should have asked because I think he would have done it. If you just said, right, beam me up, or what was a famous line that he used to say? I don't even know what William Shatner's favorite Star Trek lines are.
Well, he was famous for the scenes with his boots off.
Right. So if you got to say something Star Trek-y, I think he would have winked at you and done it. You know, you got to play it by ear, because you have to remember these conventions, they're only interested in rushing this line. They want to get people, as many people as they can. They don't care about us, which is sad, but that's the reality of the situation. They don't care about us. They care about our money. They want to rush us through, and they're going to say, don't ask, don't talk, don't whatever. Now, Ernie Hudson, which we're not going to talk about yet, wait until our review. We have a whole review on it. We did not like what he did, and you'll just have to, that's a good little teaser for you guys, because I'm not going to reveal what I mean by that. But that's another situation where you can't really ask because it's set up a certain way that they won't let you unless you do certain things. So you got to play it all by ear, and it will break some of your heroes. You know, like, you're going to be a little disappointed because I was a big fan of Ernie Hudson. I still am. This didn't ruin it, but I was a little shocked by how he ran his booth. And that's all I'll say. That's a good little teaser for you guys for when you watch our convention review.
Oh, absolutely. Now, I mean, everybody does it differently, but some of these times when you go to the conventions, you're going to notice that some people want more money than others, and you're wondering why. And then you have some of the bigger stars like, no, 80's all I need. I don't need like 150.
150?
Yeah.
Who's that?
Huh?
Hulk Hogan charges like what? 350, right?
That's right. And don't forget, Oh My himself was very expensive.
And again, we can't give anything away. I would love to talk about these guys, but nope, we are working very, very hard on our GalaxyCon 2024 Columbus review, so I don't want to give anything away because you guys are going to love it. But we have a lot to say about that one. And we had a great time. That I will tell you that. I'm not giving anything away. We always have good times at GalaxyCon. But yes. Oh my.
Ooh, you turd.
All right, get by. All right, so this is the last lap. Sylvester, before we get on with the conversation, are you enjoying the memories of F-Zero? See, this is another game I do own.
I am getting into the frustration because passing in this game is a nightmare.
Especially when they put all the drone cars on there, yeah. All right, look out. Yep, there you go. All right, all right, so you have to heal now. Yeah,
I have to be careful so I don't explode.
Yeah, don't explode. And I think this is the last lap, so all you have to do is get over that. Don't touch the exploding car. No, don't do that. Don't do that.
Ah, rats.
Oh, well, he almost had a straight first place.
Oh, well, it happened.
I don't know why you did that.
I got nudged and it turned
You did not get nudged. You were doing that on purpose.
I'm going to shove this controller down your throat.
That's not very nice, Esther.
Yeah, well, now it's your turn.
No, you have one more track. Think that.
Track you said 4?
Alright, so my memory is not as good. Now, do you notice it's shaped like a gun, by the way? And it's called Silence. So do you get the message in this track?
Yeah, it's the Silence one. It's also one of the ones where you gotta keep...
Now, you can take one path or the other. You remember that?
I should have done that. But first lap's not going to kill me.
Yeah, you got it. So this is what we're going to do, folks. Best is going to play these tracks. I'll do the harder. I'll do the King course. He's doing the first course. I'll do the Queen course, and then that'll be it.
That.
Don't get in the blender there, they call that, where you get shaken and stuff. I get the healing.
Yeah, I might not be getting past this board.
No, this is the 5th board. This is the hard one, yeah. Alright, go. Alright, he's taking the shortcut. Look out for the mines!
I forgot about the mines.
Yeah. Now you're stuck in the dirt field.
Yeah, I know. I should have hit my...
You have the S.
Yeah, but I'm not going to use it in these. That'd be ludicrous.
Ludicrous, you say? Like ludicrous speed? Yes. Now use it. No, Herbie, no.
Not yet. I should have probably used it here, but I'm going to make the turn.
Yeah, you should have used it. No, get out of the green.
I'm going to blow up.
He's going to explode, folks. That what you're all watching for, to see Vespor explode on the track.
I'm going to explode.
Yes, will Vespor explode? Like the old days, can Vespor do it? Remember those things we used to do? Uh-oh, he's going for it again! Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Go there. Go right, yeah, you got it. Oh, no!
That guy hit me.
Uh-huh, you're gonna blame the drone for it.
But it is always a drone
Alright,
car's
go
fault.
there you go.
You have to
I feel his pain, folks. He's gonna explode. Yep, it's not much longer for the world here. And nope, he's still alive. You might want to stay in this for a little while. Alright, that's all you can do because you're in 6th place. You have no choice.
Yep.
The alarm is going. That's like from Zelda. Remember the Zelda games right there? Alright, you're still in 6.
I don't understand. How does a rough road slow you down?
When you're hovering?
Yeah.
Well, I guess it's kind of like using the hoverboard. They don't work on water. Is it the same principle?
Yeah, I guess so.
Like, why doesn't it work on water? We don't know. Oh, there you go.
Kablooey.
Love to see things go kablooey. From DuckTales, dude.
Well, try again.
Yeah, try again. Why not? We're having fun here. And then I'll do some tracks ourselves, and then I think we're going to night. We've had a lot of fun here, so... This has been great, folks. We're going to do this once a month, and we know that you guys are there, because we see you guys are there, and we appreciate that you guys tune this in. This is what it's all about. You don't have to be vocal. You just have fun with us. That's all we ask, and you guys are, and we appreciate it. That's all we can ask for. But if you guys ever do want to see us play a certain game, please do ask, because we're more than happy to do that for you. All right, that's all I want you guys to know. And besides that, sit back and relax and enjoy. All right, get around here.
Yeah. Man, you have to really concentrate on this one.
Yeah, this is the last track of this set, so it's the hardest.
I remember I always had trouble with this stupid track.
Alright, but you're almost back to full. But when they put all those drones on the track, that's...
That is always going to be a problem, and I'm just going this way because...
Yeah, take the long way.
See, that's the only problem with this is... Like, you slide, and it just takes a while to get used to the feeling. Like, there's, like, F-Zero pros out there. I am not that.
Oh, yeah, it's people that can do this with, you know, just, like, blinking and turning and doing all this blindfolded. We're not that. We never... And that's another thing I want you guys to appreciate. We never once claimed that we are experts at any of these games. Like, even Super Mario World, you saw we were horrible. I mean, I used to be such a pro that I was able to get every single star easily. Now, I don't remember. I mean, it's amazing how you just forget all this after not playing it for so long.
Yep.
But same with this. I was a pro. I could beat this on every difficulty. I was able to do this no problem. Now it's like, wow, I can't wait to see how I do when I play this. I'm sure I'll be just
from
as
2nd to
rusty.
5th again.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot, I hit the problem.
Nope, you're in trouble. I might have to break on that from now on.
No, my problem was I accidentally hit the boost.
Oh, well, yeah, don't do that.
That was my fault. This is where I was wanting to hit the boost.
Cover the drones, alright. And stay on the track, yeah. That's another thing, if you go off track, it's instant death, too. So it's like, what is that stuff? Water, lava? I don't even know what that is. Alright, so brake here. Brake here, then speed, yeah.
Yeah, don't hit your boost during this portion.
No, you want it when you see the finish line, that's when you hit. Alright, here we go. Now, don't hit the exploding car either, that's another tip here. Yep, you
Try
avoided
not
that.
to.
Go straight. You gotta get past Pinky here. Keep going. Look up at the drone. Don't be afraid to brake.
I am.
Like brake here. Brake here, and then...
Ah.
Almost go straight, alright. Don't let Pinky beat you. Take this. No way. Alright, you almost got it. Yes, he did it. Alright.
I got in the top 3. Oh my god, that was difficult.
He did it. Whew. That's all that matters. Now let's see what you get for being it. Oh, you get fun victories. I forgot.
That's right. Oh my god.
Wouldn't that be funny if you exploded in the victory? Like, my car is critical if I hit anything, but I'm still gonna race around the track fully. Yeah.
Yeah, like, you know, like never before. Look at that. It's like not getting anything.
Suddenly you're an extra driver. This is amazing. Look at this.
Oh, absolutely. Well, let's move on.
Well, you have to wait for them to tell you how you did in each trip. Uh-oh, see, he would excited. Anything would excited there.
Well, that's the problem. Like, unlike other games, if you get hit by a drone, it's hard, but this one's just like, it just knocks you off the road. And by the way, that turn there, if you're taking a certain one of the cars, not Blue Falcons, he's not good at cornering, but one of the other ones can make that turn at full speed.
Yeah, that's the difference with the cars. All right, here we go. So, all right, there you go. You made all the records. Congratulations.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Now it's your turn.
All right, so now Raz is gonna play. I always pick the green car because he's well armored. So he has slower acceleration, but is I don't know how you can tell the armor. I think that's the weight or something. Yeah,
it's the weight.
Yeah, so he has a better armor class.
He doesn't bounce around as much.
Right.
Like the gold one is like all acceleration and like no top speed.
So I'll do Queen. You did the Knight. I'll do the Queen. Here we go.
Yeah, make sure you keep it in beginner.
Butte City 2. I'm very rusty. I haven't played this in a long time. Here we go.
Remember, you got... I was going to say, don't forget to touch it, but...
I didn't even remember what the gas pedal is. Alright, see, that's how rusty your whole pal ran.
You only have 2 lives?
Yeah, you only start with 2.
I guess you get extra lives per winning.
I think so. You get that great theme song again.
Oh yeah, this is where it gets real. But no, that being said, I mean, the reason we love watching the A-Team and Knight Rider and even the Dukes of Hazzard, well, not for me so much anymore. It's just them Duke boys be doing the same thing over and over again. And if you watch the first season, you're going to be like, man, the Duke boys are assholes.
Yeah, pretty much. And they turned the show very kid-friendly, so they changed all that, as I mentioned, in the second season. Yeah.
Which is much better. Like, second season Duke boys is what you want. They're the good old boys, never meaning no harm. Been fighting the law since the day they were born.
That's right. Taking their way.
The only way they know how.
That's just a little more than the Lord will allow.
Absolutely.
As you can see, we know the theme very well. We even have it on our iPhone, don't we, Liz?
Oh, absolutely. Well, I'm not a hipster like you are.
Oh, yes, that's right.
I listen to it on my Walkman. Thank you very much.
See, now that is impressive.
Yeah, I still have my Walkman right here. It's one of those Walkman sports ones. Made by Sony, of all people.
Well, Sony's
it was
still
yellow.
in it,
Did
man.
you have it where it was like water resistant, like 3 feet?
No, I had only the gray one.
Well, I had the sports one, and I went through 2 of them.
Oh, wow. Well, I had a Watchman. That was the TV version of it. It was black and white, yeah.
Wow. Listen to him go there.
Well, you know, I'm a TV... I used to be. I'm not anymore. I used to be a TV fanatic.
Well, I mean, you still are.
I am?
Yeah, you watch me TV.
Oh, yeah, it's true. I watch retro TV, folks, like a good retro host.
Oh, absolutely. But, no, I mean, those were like the biggest ones, although eventually I would like to do a lot more with Married with Children, because I grew up watching it. It was one of my favorite shows of all time.
There's plenty of episodes, absolutely. They had, what, like 12 or 13... 12 seasons, I think it was, right?
11 seasons.
11 seasons. They had 11 seasons. There's plenty of episodes.
I have all of them, by the way.
Yes, I know.
And do you remember when I bought the remastered ones?
Yes, because they didn't work well in the DVD player anymore, yeah.
Yep.
And I don't know if that was due to the disc or due to the player or a combination of both. I don't know.
It was probably my old TV. I mean, I'll be honest with you, that thing was, I had to get rid of it because it died eventually.
I know.
But the thing was, I bought that old TV that I got rid of. It lasted almost 12 years before I got rid of it.
Not bad for a run. I think my previous, I mean, TVs don't last that anymore, but my previous, before we got into the current age, lasted about 12 years also, yeah. Now TVs, like, last 3 or 4 years, which is sad, but that's the reality of it.
Uh-oh. Ooh, you saved it.
I somehow saved that, yeah.
But that being said, I mean, Married with Children's just perfect. Like, Al Bundy is just, like, the perfect person to laugh at. I mean, this is back when people knew how to make television.
Oh, yeah, they had fun with it, and they weren't afraid to have fun with it. Now, they're afraid to have fun with it, but back then they were not. It was great times, That's what we do here. That's the whole idea of Vespors Retro Reviews, enjoying our past that used to be so special to us,
Oh, absolutely. I mean, live for the future, remember the past, and have a good present day.
Yeah, we somehow we look to the past, enjoying it in the present, and looking to the future. So somehow we cover all our bases here, Uh-oh.
Well, I know eventually, though,
There we go.
we might actually have to look at Team Fortress 2.
Yeah, that was an amazing game, and now it is retro because it came out in what 2007, I guess.
Yes, within our date.
Yeah, which is amazing. That is that old, and it's still going strong. I still watch people play that all the time on Twitch. I don't play it anymore. I really got tired of them not really supporting it anymore, and some of the changes they made I didn't agree with. But I think it's one of the greatest games, and we probably will even look at Team Fortress Classic also, just to show you how it all started for us. We're not going to really... It's a dead game, so there's really nothing we could show in Team Fortress Classic, but we can at least look at it and talk about it a little bit before we do our team.
That's how we got into Team Fortress.
Yeah, we bought the orange box of TF2, but we bought the Half-Life, right? Half-Life's how we got into TF2.
Yeah. I even got to play in the beta versions of Counter-Strike.
Wow.
When it was on a mod on Half-Life.
Not bad, not bad.
I was not good. I was always in the bottom, but usually during the betas, there was always one gun that was better, and the RCP-90 was like the best for a bit. You just run around spraying and praying and kill everybody.
Yep, good times, right?
But I also liked a good old-fashioned game that was a mod on there before it became its own in Half-Life 2, which is Natural Selection. That was one of my favorites.
I never played that.
It was about... Oh, you got 3 S's.
I know, I'm going to wait for this straight away. I lost.
If you hit it, you might have caught him. Blue Falcon beat you, which is hilarious.
Yeah, he's the slowest.
I'm just like, hey, you loser. Yeah.
Well, I got all 2, so it's constant. Alright, Red Canyon 1. So yeah, we'll show you some of that stuff, and especially if you guys want to see it. TF2, I know it's hard to believe it's a retro game now. It really is. I mean, I'm shocked that it's been that long since TF2 came out, but yeah, it's a retro game now.
But I mean, the fact of the matter is you look back and all these games, I mean, it's the whole theme of what we talked about tonight, is these older games were just, remade into something better, eventually. You had the Atari, then the Nintendo, then the Super Nintendo, and Sega Genesis, and all these other game systems. They have to start somewhere. I mean, we gotta remember our past with these games and enjoy them. I mean, let's face it, some of these newer games that are coming out don't even measure up to games made 30 years ago.
No, they really don't. They're just not putting the same effort in, and you can have your own opinion on. I'm not even gonna go there because we talk about.
We're biased.
Stuff.
We're going to go ahead and say it.
I talk old stuff. That's what I'm here for. But yeah, the new games don't hold a candle to it. And you see, even the game companies realize that. They just re-released The Sims and Sims 2 on Steam. Can you believe it? The exact games they just released so that they'll work on your Windows 10 and 11 now. That's what I mean. Even these companies realize, oh, people like our old stuff so much, Well,
I mean, that's the thing. The gaming culture has gotten really toxic. I mean, what happened to just enjoying your games back in the day, like this? I mean, games today are so much worried about everything else but the actual gameplay.
Right, this is just simple fun. You're a race car, different types of cars that do different things here, and that's it. That's all the game is. There's nothing else to it, and it's damn fun, You don't even know who these drivers are. They are drivers in here.
And they're in the instruction manual.
Yes, the instructions actually tell you who these people are, but who cares? It's like you're just a car, that's it.
And people today worry too much about, I gotta make my car or my game look absolutely spotless, and then they forget about the little things like gameplay.
Yeah.
It's like
all right, it looks amazing, but the game sucks. It
and proof positive about this is, believe it or not, think about the Nintendo. The Nintendo has never kept up with the graphics of these newer systems like PlayStation. But people flock to them because the gameplay is beyond solid on these games.
That's right. I do.
I mean, look at this. F-Zero, not the greatest graphically looking game ever, but the gameplay is solid. It's fun, and you can just pick it up. After 30 years for me, I haven't played this in forever.
Been a long time, but it's all coming back so now,
Yeah, I know. That shows how much we played it. Unlike Super Mario World, which we can't even play the game and talk.
I used to be an expert at that guy. I really was. I know it's hard to believe if I watch my gameplay there, but...
Now you're running into my problem.
Yes, well, this is the harder level now.
That's ice.
Yeah.
There's the...
You don't want to jump off. I remember that happens a lot. I mean, you gotta be careful all these ramps here. Whoops. Yeah, watch. Alright, there we go.
Well, don't worry, you've got the one that can actually take a beating.
Yes, this car is better with the damage.
But like each track has a champion it's better at than the other cars.
Yeah. I always pick the green, I guess because I like the color green, but he did turn out to be one of the best choices because of the armor.
The reason I always chose Blue Falcon was because of Blue Falcon and Dino Mugs.
Yeah, we already made that joke at the beginning.
That's why I always chose them. And I remember as a kid playing this and going, man, that's not the Blue Falcon I remember.
No, but it is in the future, so maybe it is.
But we also know somebody from Nintendo had to have watched those to make the character the Blue Falcon.
I'm surprised they're even able to use it. I thought Hanna-Barbera would have the rights to that.
Well, don't forget, Hanna-Barbera is not Disney.
No, they're not going to go after every single person.
I mean,
they are Warner Brothers. They're not much, but...
Well, there's certain things they'll go after. And, oh yes, just for a stream exclusive, because I just remembered it because it's been so long, me and Ramses, during that horrible thing known as Corona, recorded a lot of reviews for a Hanna-Barbera cartoon. You remember which Hanna-Barbera cartoon we're talking about?
That was the Clue Club, yes, and we still had to get through all that. We have so much footage to get there. It's amazing. But yeah, we did a review of every single episode of Clue Club. Yeah, every single episode. Or at least half of it. We didn't finish. We watched
the first disc.
Yeah, we watched the first seasons. It's only one season, but we watched the first half of every episode, and then we reviewed it. And we still haven't gotten to it because we've been so overloaded with stuff. But yeah, we have every episode of Clue Club on DVD, and one day we'll show you some of that too. Oh, look out for you.
Now, the Clue Club was great. It was like... I always wish that had been a series because it was so fun watching them use the computer with the dot matrix printer and everything else.
And the CBs and the little girl who was able to...
Who was stuck at 13.
I'm 13. Can't I do anything? Not until you're older, short stuff.
Oh, no, wait. She was 12, not 13.
All right, she wasn't a teenager.
The joke was always like, well, I'm a 13.
I'll be able to join you. Well, you're not yet, little one. And she always snuck onto the scene somehow.
Similar to Penny from a...
Inspector Gadget. Yeah.
That's right.
Waiting for the right time to use it. Well, there you go.
There you go. Use it after the race is over with.
Well, I waited for the right time to use it. Alright, so one more track, folks, and then we're going to wrap this up. I've been having a lot of fun, Vespor. Hopefully you guys have too. This has been a blast, reliving all this stuff again. Even Super Mario, which was a disaster, was a lot of fun.
But yes, I mean, what do you think of Clue Club? Remember to leave a comment in the
comment section here, yes.
Because if you haven't seen it, look it up. It's another one of those free shows because it's only been one season.
Yeah.
And
they did a dime a dozen, those Hanna-Barbera back then.
And here's the thing, folks. It took inspiration from a certain little Disney movie called The Aristocats.
Yeah, that's true.
The two dogs on there are almost exactly the same way in how they act.
Whoa.
That was a close one there.
That was a bouncer.
But, yeah, so you can see where they pulled on it for that movie. It's pretty cool. There's all kinds of little connectors in it.
Yeah, and we'll definitely show it to you eventually. I can't promise you when. Maybe in our year-end wrap-up, we'll mention that as one of the things. Maybe we'll throw that into Season 5. But our Season 5 is already so overloaded, you know, it's gonna be busy.
You may not believe it, folks, but we probably have like 3 seasons worth of material already recorded.
Not for our monthly gameplays, though. You know how we do our rest
That's the one
that we do on the fly. That stuff is, whenever it's time, we do it.
And we know that people like watching them, so we always try to throw in at least one gameplay a month.
Yep.
And we do a lot of wrestling because, I won't lie, some of my favorite wrestling games are on N64, so...
Absolutely. Nothing wrong with that.
And this Legends really has me excited. So does the mods that we've also played.
And we're definitely going to show more of that because we know there might even be another update, but we're going to wait for April because that seems to be our magic month. We do April updates, so we'll wait till April. That'll be a Season 5 fun thing for you guys to look forward to. Because I'm sure they did more on it, I just don't know offhand.
We just gotta find it. But I mean, if you have any suggestions for mods for us to play, please let us know. I mean, we love playing these games because these mods can actually add a lot more life to these games.
That's true. Very true, actually. And here we go. Ooh.
Like, I know for a fact they released this F-Zero again on the Wii on Nintendo's network.
Yes, they did. And they had F-Zero 99 on Switch for a while, which was 99 racers at one time in this game.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that was a... Oh, wow. This
Do you see what I was talking about?
Yeah.
This game is absolutely, like, hardcore on the let's beat each other to death.
I know. They were going out there. Alright, let's get some energy back.
Yeah, your energy goes a lot farther. I would already been dead.
Yeah, the green car lasts. That's why I liked it. But it's not the fastest. That's why they keep catching up with me. Where the blue is like Mario from, like Super Mario 2, where he was good at everything.
Don't forget your top bumpers that help you. To help you turn tighter.
Yeah, I know that. Okay. Oh. That's stupid yellow.
Well, that's why my problem was. You got this. I wonder why it's like beeping.
I'm in third.
I was warning you, don't.
Whoa.
Oh, so close. Oh, you got second. Okay, you did get it. Okay.
I wanted to ask him.
Yeah, we actually did play pro wrestling earlier. We actually beat it. Well, by we, I mean the royal we. As in, Ramses did it in my name.
That's
yes.
Right. But yes, watch our replay here. We definitely did play it. A lot of fun. I beat the whole game. I used Starman. So this stream's almost over, but watch it after it's over and you'll see the full playthrough of pro wrestling. We did play it already, and we knew you guys would like it because we know you guys like wrestling stuff here. Yes.
So, yeah, I mean, we're glad that you're interested because we like wrestling here. Wrestling is alive and well in our Vespors Retro Reviews. And, by the way, in the future, we do these once a month. We do them towards the end of the month. So we will post when we do these, and we'll try to give you a little bit more ahead of time. We were going to do this next week, but I have a lot of things I've got to do next week. So we decided on Friday.
Yes, so unfortunately you missed it, but you won't miss it because we're going to play it. Yes. So thank you for that question. We are very happy we already did it. See, we a retro show that already saw into the past and the future. Wonderful.
That's right. He came in here, and they were just like, hey, I want to see pro wrestling. And now with the magic of YouTube, he can go back.
You're going to have it. Yes, there you go. I like how that worked out. Yes, thank you for the question. We appreciate it. But unfortunately, that's the end. We've reached our 2-hour mark, and we'll be back next month. We're going to do one of these a month, and we thank you and everyone else who joined us. We had a nice crowd today. We thank everyone who joined us.
And if you have a suggestion, if you think it's easier for us to do it on Friday or Saturday night, I know that this is a hard time for a lot of people, but as we've already said before, we work just like you all. Please let us know what you think it is, and one of these 2 nights we'll make it our streaming night or in the future, and we'd like to hopefully have you join us, because the reason we're doing this is so we can enjoy all these wonderful games, talk about all those times, and even talk about movies eventually, because we're going to do different formats.
And we're going to do our Q&A movie format. In case you haven't seen our show before, we do Q&As where we do just sort of, we assume you've seen the movie, they're classics, so we're just going to answer some questions about it that pretty much covers all the important stuff of the movie that we look at.
Now
I think that's it.
Now that being said, I want to tip my hat here, like Uncle Jesse would say, to all of you out there. Thank you for enjoying this stream with us. We hope to see you again in the future, and I want to say thanks again. And please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and
ring that a bell. Let's put on our closing little file here. There we go. How to do this? Hold on, folks.
Right there.
There it is. And play. And there we go. Let's put on the music. We'll put it on softly. And there we go. All right.
Nobody's going to hear the music now.
Oh, I mean, all right.
All right.
Oh, there it is. Okay. And there it is. All right. So thank you, everyone, for joining us. We appreciate it. We'll see you all next time here on
Vespors Retro Reviews. And remember, the best thing about Retro is all you have to do is rewind that tape.
That's right. Get to Retro Rewind, 1 a month. And we'll do some other shows, too. But Retro Rewind will become a regular mainstay. And we appreciate all the support we had today. We had some viewers. We had some chatters. So word's getting out. If you missed any of our stuff, we did pro wrestling, we did Super Mario World, and then we did What else did we do? We did F-Zero.
F-Zero, yep.
That's all we did? Boy, we took a long time to Super Mario, didn't we? But...
Well, we suck at it.
Yes, we did. All right, so join us next time. Thanks for joining us, everybody. In the future from the past. How about that for a good ending?
I don't know. It seems cliche.
All right, goodbye, everybody.
Good night to everybody.